Everybody look out. The streaming has begun.
Oh gosh.
That's
Oh jeez.
that that should be how everyone look out. The streaming has begun. That's how I need to start all of them from now on. That would be ideal. Somewhere.
I just need to tell you for a little bit of foreshadowing. I have the costume ready for my playbook switch, and I'm so excited. So excited.
For your playbook switch or your name switch?
Playbook switch. And both. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's all deniable. It's all about deniability at this point. Is the stream working?
Fair.
Hey, the stream's working. Sweet.
Yep.
All right. Stream is up. Let the cast commence. Sort of. What? All right. When we last left our ragtag band of tatterdemalions, they were squatting in Xiao's house, which I now have up as a.
I like it. It's so fancy.
Yeah. It's probably not suburban enough, but I had it handy.
I mean,
so.
Suburban gated community, like same difference.
Yeah. There's a pool, that kind of stuff.
A pool.
So. I think this is really important to be able to establish the party itself. Punch has been disposed of. The refrigerator is literally gone. Xiao hasn't. We'll deal with that later. So the punch is missing. Our scene opens with a panning camera doing a following shot throughout the party, seeing all the various activities that our partygoers have decided to undertake on this Halloween. So you guys, you did the Frida thing, and we had Bender, and we had Bobby.
Science Monster.
We had Bobby. But I think Mo had a good point. We don't know how everybody else is. So like the weightlifting bros are actually dressed like the guys from Letterkenny.
That's amazing.
You know, the hockey guys, not the actual cool guys, but you know.
I feel like Roberta Calloway is dressed like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes. Oh my God. I wonder what would her little sister be dressed as?
AOC.
Power suit, just a power.
Yeah. Or Hillary Clinton.
Are we establishing that they are we establishing
Susie from Susie and the Banshees?
Yeah, I was going to say, do they dress closely enough or far enough away? Like, would they dress thematically similar?
I don't know if I don't know if the little sister is also the super smart, super like academic person.
She's in the music thing, but that could be anybody.
She's dressed up as Bernadette Peters.
Who?
No.
Bernadette Peters.
Too far back.
Joan Jett.
Okay.
Bernadette Peters is not too far back.
Yes. Kaylee?
Adina Menzel.
Haley Williams.
Come here for a second.
Are you going to ask your daughter who Bernadette Peters is?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know who Bernadette Peters is.
She was a very famous musical theater singer on Broadway.
Musical theater. I don't know musical theater.
Do you have any idea who Bernadette Peters is?
No clue.
Hang on. Does this help? No. All right. No.
Okay.
That's like.
He looks very familiar.
She did Into the Woods.
Yeah,
she did she's done so many Broadway musicals.
I'll tell you.
Oh, she looks familiar.
I'll tell you who she looks like. Hang on. Who she's. I'm deciding who the freshman in high school is dressing up as. Do you think you could unironically dress as this for Halloween as a freshman in high school?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I've nailed it.
I did theater, but I was less of a musical and more of a one-act play kid. So
This is.
Oh yeah, no, I did musicals.
This is
This
who.
is my jam.
This is who the younger daughter is dressed up as.
That Zendaya?
No, you wouldn't
is
know.
that?
This is who is this? What is her name? Do. Who
I was never
is?
into theater at all in high school or anything like that. So
So this is. You should actually. I hate to say this, Mo, but this may be research for you. On Netflix, Julie and the Phantoms.
oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's on
show?
Netflix.
Movie?
It's on Netflix, but it feels like a Disney live action musical, like the Descendants adaptations. If that helps at all. My kids watch the shit out of the Descendants. Okay, so wow. Okay, so the Descendants is actually this is not bad for
really
kids
good
and
punk
caves.
band.
No, so the Descendants is three movies.
See, I know them.
The Descendants, it's 3 movies that Disney did that are musicals. They're dance and song vehicles.
I mean, what's music?
They're the kids of the villains from all the Disney movies. All the villains from all the Disney movies are kept on an island behind a force field, and they basically do a student exchange program, and 4 of them get to come over to, I can't remember the name of the kingdom, and hang out with the kids of the heroes from all the Disney movies and go to high school. The music is so fucking catchy. It's just but
I really don't.
What's that?
I don't care. Like the musicals I like are Doctor Horrible Sing Along Blog and
Good one.
Reaper of the Genetic Opera. Those
Okay.
are the only ones I care for.
Classic.
You wouldn't necessarily. I'm not saying you want it for the music. I'm saying you want it for the kids with powers, high school kitschiness. But in any case, this is one of the guys who produced on Descendants went over to Netflix and said, "Hey, I got an idea." The idea basically being rock band, high school about to break out rock band from like the early 90s goes out for pizza before their big gig that's going to break wide for them, gets food poisoning and dies on Hollywood Boulevard. And yeah, stay with me. And the girl that was sort of helping all this happen and getting them their job becomes a mom, has a daughter, dies of something. So now the girl is a high schooler and mom's gone, but she passed on to her daughter all the songwriting and stuff like that. And her songwriting brings these boys back. So her her backing band are literally ghosts. So whenever she sings, like they show up on the stage and stuff like that. It's kitschy and
So
hilarious.
her music brings all the boys to the yard.
Yes, literally true. And it becomes this whole thing where there's like a guy who's trying to suck their energy, like a ghost who's trying to suck all their energy away because they can be seen by mortals, and he wants that power and blah 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 blah. But it's it's a TV series.
Old story that...
The same old story. Thank God we got where I
sucking off the brain juice.
Thank God I remembered to turn on the streaming so that we captured this really incredibly important information. In any case, my 8-year-old glommed onto it and decided it was amazing, and she had to watch it with her high school sister. And her sister came in very cynical about the whole thing because she's 16 and there's no way that she's going to be that into a Netflix musical. Every single one of the songs on the soundtrack is on her Spotify constant listen playlist now. All of them. I run to some of them. Stupidly catchy. So annoying. Anyway. So, yeah, the younger one dressed up like Julie from Julie and the Phantoms. Phantoms. I did the Colorado swallow your tea thing. There aren't any mountains in Colorado. They're all mountains. Drives me crazy. Anyway.
That is a thing.
It's very annoying.
I have family in Colorado, and I was like, is that a thing? And then you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that is a thing.
Mountains. I'm going to go to the mountains. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Buttons. There is a click. Hit that button. No, don't hit that button. Hit a
I miss
button.
my cousins.
All right. Who else we got? Who? So we got the weightlifters.
What is Lucas dressed up as?
Oh, Lil Nas X.
Ah, okay.
Oh
Which
yes.
version of Lil Nas X? Like,
Since that was the spiritual point of origin for his character design anyway.
oh my god, was
I
it?
feel
Oh no.
If
It was,
Lil Nas X
my
could
idea-
knock down a building, wow.
my idea was a cross between Lil Nas X and Bangers era Miley Cyrus. Was what I was going for.
I love
Did you hear the
everything
song
about
that. He
that.
did with Lil Miley Cyrus?
Hmm?
Did you hear the song that Lil Nas X did with Miley Cyrus?
It's
on the album.
I'll have
Yeah.
to check that.
It's on the new album, yeah.
Ooh.
A country sort of ish song.
Hmm.
Which outfit are you choosing?
I mean, it's definitely the Montero one. He's got the horns and the wings and everything. He is not wearing a shirt.
So
I have to. I need to pull this up so it's at least in the stream. With the horns?
yeah, it's with the braid.
Just
the
search
horns.
Lil Nas X Montero.
I don't see the one with the horns. I just see the super
It's-
braid.
it's-
This super braids.
So basically, the horns don't come in until the end.
Yeah, because he like
It's
takes
like
the
a
devil's horns off.
Oh,
and
there you
puts them
go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
That's a look.
it is a look.
Does he like put on like temporary tats all over his torso? Or does
on.
he have tats all
you
over
say-
his torso?
he has some tats.
Oh, there you go.
They're-
He as both a new kid and a very aggressive costume, I will say attracts a lot of attention.
Mhm.
He seems super okay with that.
I was gonna say he probably was okay. With
Although weirdly, whenever like you look over to just like see how he's doing, he's always he like you keep making inconvenient eye contact, like awkward eye contact.
Yep. He's feeling like, good. Hi.
Very nice. What? Okay, Lucas, how is Xiao Da done up? What is
Oh,
she?
that's a good question.
What is she doing?
I know.
Mulan.
No, that's so. I was thinking though, it's probably like
That's fair.
it's probably like a little bit quirky, and not a lot of people get it, and it's more like a cosplay. But there's this character from Dead by Daylight named Fang, who has like this bunny like bunny outfit. I don't know, maybe that.
Like that, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
It's like a bunny hoodie, and like, let me find it. Hold on.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's like a little bunny hoodie with like.
That is a thing.
Just.
I have to
toys
wonder
and
why she
toys.
wouldn't just wear that to just wear that to school though, the bunny hoodie.
That's true. Maybe she does. Who knows?
And she was just so frantically like she was planning
forgot
everything.
to
She was
put
so
the
busy with that.
costume.
Got to get a costume, so she just threw that on.
So
She's
she
like,
threw it
"Fine."
on, but she did like the face makeup and stuff like so
Yeah.
she looks like she's been in the middle of like a horrible
Fight.
fight.
Oh my god! I just realized Perry's a white rabbit, and I just made the connection with the.
Completely by accident. That's fantastic. I need fan fiction. I need fan art. Oh my God, of the white rabbit. Perry is the white rabbit and her in this. Hang on. I think this is the one we want here. Copy. Character pics. There we go.
That's I think the one I just saved from just game. So yes. It's probably the pink one, not the green one.
That's fantastic. You know, he loves a challenge, so
Yeah.
it's good stuff. If there's any drinking, I'm thinking it's probably relatively subtle, or any other substance use. I'm thinking it's relatively subtle and kind of, deniable. So what? Okay. So the weightlifters, what were their names? Did we have names? We're gonna say Brent and Chad.
Vulcan skull.
Skull.
Have you guys had across your TikTok the guy? It's actually, and it's a girl, but she's doing a conversation between three bros who are all rooming together. It's like, bro, I need to have a little bit of a chat with you guys because I feel like I'm doing most of the housework and I'm kind of feeling like the family mom. And like, first of all, man, that's not fair, and we're going to do something about it. Secondly, I think it's unfair to make household domestic stuff associated with a woman because it's setting back feminism. Good point, Chad. And it's like going back and forth. It's hilarious, and immediately thought of the weightlifting guys. But
I don't think I've seen it.
maybe you will, or I'll find it again. I feel like I might have liked it. In any case, it's pretty good. They are outside on the patio, and every so often you hear like everyone go, ho ho god, and then some guys like, wow, woo, like really just yeah, and you look out there, and there's tears streaming down their faces, and like they're getting all mucusy and gross, and then they're wiping their faces, and then they go you, and they're going around. There's like 6 or 7 of them plus witnesses, and they're going around taking turns seeing who can withstand smelling salts the best, who can take it. They're like all like cracking them right there, and like, God, look, ah! and then they're freak as if you've ever had smelling salts. So that's at least one. That is a thing that's happening.
Andrew is just like, you okay, bud?
No, I had to use those on people. That is horrible. Teenagers are dumb.
They are dumb.
They are
We notice.
dumb.
It's all like, notice how I didn't question the like practicality or like, it's like, no, that sounds like something they would do. God, they're dumb.
Let's gonna reality check this real quick. Can you immediately think of somebody that you know who at a house party would spend their evening having a contest to see who could withstand using smelling salts on themselves the longest?
My brother would.
Oh,
do that.
Jamie Crook. Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, you're right. Jamie Crook is in our other mass game, and is a cancer survivor, and has been clean now for something like 7 years. But having faced cancer at 7, beat it at 9.5, and is now 16, and as far as she's concerned, living on borrowed time for the rest of her, has basically, is at the drop of a hat is willing to fight God. So nothing gives her pause. So yeah, she's absolutely one of those people, and isn't even a bro. Oh yeah, yeah. She is incidentally the Nova in that group. So.
Oh wow!
So
I could see
it gives more. It gives you more context for that particular character choice. Anyway.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So we got smelling salt. Any other? What other dumb high school party activities are going on? I'm trying to think of just dumb stuff that's happening around the party that we're seeing. Smelling salt contest.
Big stand.
What was some of the snacks
That's a
that?
keg stand.
Egg stand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yeah, except the kegs
Kegs are
were
gone.
the kegs got absconded with. There's
Sorry.
definitely some sort of competitive eating thing going on.
I win. It's like in an eating contest with all of the like jocks, like all the ones who like eat a bunch. And he's like, I would eat all of y'all.
There's probably some dancing that's happening. I think
People are getting in the pool, even though it's like. This would be like October.
it's October. It's like end of October. So yeah, the water's heated. They they uncovered the pool. The water's heated, but it's still only like 80 degrees, which is like swimming temperature, not like I'm in a hot tub.
Yeah.
kind of thing. But at least a couple of people who had costumes that were skimpy enough to just like double as swimsuits are absolutely like getting in the water, getting shoved in the water. There's some dancing going on. I feel like Lucas is part of that.
How
So,
tall is he with the heels on? That's what I'm curious
oh,
about. Is he, like,
Jiminy Christmas.
7 feet, maybe?
I don't know if he's. I mean, he's well over 6 feet. And he's got a lot of girls kind of around him, but he also is like rather pointedly grabbing various guys and pulling them in onto the dance floor too. Some of whom are trying to play it cool and like dancing with the other girls, but some of whom are not.
Spaghetti straight till you get it wet. Just say.
I'm never going to forget that.
You're welcome.
That's the best thing ever.
Look at you. Did your camera freeze, or is that just your face?
He just locked up. It's like the TikTok filter where you can make it do the.
Yep.
Beautiful. And there's probably some other groups are doing like spin the bottle or some sort of BS like on the side or something. Or
Yeah.
Dare, like.
Yeah, there's probably definitely a truth or dare gang happening.
They're playing it super ironically on the surface, and underneath it is deadly serious high schoolers experimenting with swinger like culture subtext.
Uh-oh.
Like,
Cool.
yeah, it's like, hey, the bottle controls everything. We don't have any, like... The dancers end up over at the spin the bottle. There's the whole rotation thing going on here. There's a life cycle to this. What are you guys doing in all of this? Who's in the pool? Who's dancing? Who's... I mean, I'm assuming Mitzi's doing the smelling salts. I'm kidding. I know, I'm joking. We established that Caleb is at least desultorily dominating the power eating. Xiao is better. So she's stopped being quite so manic or something. So that's probably good. What are you guys up to? Keeping in mind that there was some hijinks that you were thwarting last time.
Yeah, I kind of go over to Caleb, I guess, after he's finished stuffing his face. I'm like, hey, did you and Perry take care of the thing?
Going for going. Yeah, punch is gone.
Amazing. All right, thanks. Do you know where Perry is? All right, cool. Perry's doing Perry stuff. All right. Just yeah, keep an eye on people, make sure everyone's safe and whatnot. I'm trying to and if anything comes up, talk to me. I'm trying to like let Mitzi have a kind of a not stressful night because she's going through a lot right now.
Gotcha.
What was the younger? I gotta get that spreadsheet up. I should just remember. I need to have that on like. I need like a cluster of tabs that I always open every time for this.
You can set that up.
Yeah, I know I can. I just didn't because I'm.
I don't know why I told the guy who shits laptops what he can do with his computer, but
it's really more. It's really more of an excretion, like a.
It just kind of comes out of your pores.
Yeah, but excreted from what?
That was if you had said that 2 seconds earlier, we would have had a spit take, and then you would have been sending me a laptop because.
Nope, this is the wrong tab.
You're talking about the younger Calloway sister?
Yeah, Rebecca. Is it Rebecca? Rebecca's the younger one.
Yeah.
She comes up and the music's playing, and she's like, "You're disgusting. It's very impressive." This is to you. What were you eating? Like tiny little egg, like did they do one of the constants at like a lot of just house parties type stuff is you go to Costco and get like the big boxes of taquitos, like Costco taquitos, and you crisp those things up and then you chop them in thirds, and then they're like the size of your pinky, and you can just power mash. So in my mind, it's something like that, but like maybe the little hot dogs that are wrapped in little buns. What are those things called?
Pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, little pigs in a blanket, or like chopped up taquitos, or like mini egg rolls, or something.
The Totino's pizza rolls.
I am eating like
party food.
Oh yeah, no, they're pizza rolls, and I've gone through 2 boxes so far.
I'm trying. Oh,
by myself.
My friend had a kid who would refer to the Totino's pizza rolls as mini hot pockets, and I was like, and he told me, and he was like really mad about it. He's like, he keeps calling them hot pockets. I was like, I mean, they kind of are like mini hot pockets. So like, yeah, that's fine. But when he goes to school and tells his teacher that he ate 8 hot pockets, then I look like a bad father.
It's amazing.
That's hilarious. How do you eat so much stuff?
Hollow leg.
No. Are you going to be sick later?
Maybe.
Yeah, so
I doubt it.
She's kind of just planted herself kind of where she's sort of just trailing along and talking to you while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just kind of because she doesn't really know a lot of people, and she doesn't want to be the person. She doesn't want to be the person who's clinging to her older sister, so instead she's clinging to the one other person that she knows at the party.
That's fair.
Basically.
I have no idea who she's going as for Halloween, so I'm also probably like curious as to like that's kind of I've never seen that outfit. That's weird.
So she tells you the entire plot of Julie and the Phantoms about as well as I did during the whole summary thing. So there's like dead band members, and they wrote some of the songs, but some of the songs got stolen by their old bandmate who didn't eat the pizza and didn't die. And he's now old and rich, but all of his second and third and fourth albums were all terrible because the first album was what was really good, and it was because he stole it from these guys, and they're haunting him, and it's just going like that.
As soon as she says something about getting food poisoning from pizza, I like stop in the middle of like a bite. Okay.
It's totally wild because, it's just really interesting. I like it because the ghosts don't really remember all the intervening time, even though ghosts don't experience time in the same way that everybody else does. So when the time loops, they don't see that kind of thing. And now the sleeper's awakened. And I don't know. I'm going to go get some Hot Pockets myself, too. And then she walks off. And you're kind of like, what the fuck did she just say?
I immediately go to find silence.
I've actually always been terrified at the prospect of us introducing a love interest for Caleb, just because that person would have to be on such another level of crazy.
I'm not even trying to, because he's established Caleb as kind of ace, so I'm just kind of like whatever. But she absolutely somebody who idolizes Caleb. So you immediately you're like, and then she goes, yeah, because the dead don't experience time, so they don't actually get, in this one, they're losing time, but in the real world, of course, they're just seeing all the time loops constantly, and now the sleeper's awakened, so that's going to happen. I'm going to go get some more food, and she walks off, and you're like...
I'm kind of across the room.
Where's Silas?
Yeah, I see Silas, and I'm like, you all right, bud?
He does that Frozen thing again, where he was looking at the person with the spaghetti straight thing, and then he freezes, like...
Okay, I'm just gonna walk over, like, still, like, pizza roll, like, in hand, like, next to my... I don't know how to say this. So, Rebecca? Roberta's little sister?
Yeah, I know her.
She just told me that the dead don't experience time in the same way that the living do. They just go through all of the loops like normal. And then that the sleeper has awakened. and then walked off to get food. I just
Okay.
figured you should know that. That was weird to me.
I mean, I guess it could just be like her trying to find common interest. She kind of fancies you. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but were her eyes going black or something weird?
Not that I noticed.
Now
Now I'm scared.
I don't know if is it. Are you scared because of like feelings that you're having, or things that because it's a like. Here's the thing. I know we've never really had this conversation, but like
Are you trying to give me the birds and the bees talk right now?
I don't know if anybody. I never got it. I had to figure that shit out. It's probably what. Never mind. But I'm just saying that like, you're allowed. You're allowed to like who you want to like, and just because those feelings don't happen for you the same way they've happened for some people doesn't mean they're any more or less valid.
The whole city of Halcyon is just like Caleb needs to get more in touch with his emotions. Caleb gets more in touch with his emotions. Not like that. Undo. Where is the undo button?
Okay. Now, do you not like sleep? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go.
All right, here if you need to talk, buddy. And then
So confused.
Silas needs to get better at communicating about his feelings. Wait, not like that.
Silas kind of peeks in the other room to kind of see if Rebecca's doing any weird shit.
Rebecca. No, she comes back and she's just talking from across, seeing what she's just immediately resumes her whatever she's talking about rather animatedly with Caleb about this. Caleb is continuing to do the eating. It's not so much an eating competition anymore as it's just people have now gotten in the habit of just shoving as many of these little things in their mouth as they can. So everybody else is rotating. Caleb's just sticking in there. But he's doing it more into like, it's kind of autopilot, but his eyes are definitely watching Rebecca, like
Waiting for her eyes to turn black. I'm just waiting.
This is what I'm looking for.
I'm gonna go talk to Rebecca. Hey, I saw you talking to my friend. Are you? I know y'all are. Hey, I don't really know how to say. Do you like my friend?
I appreciate the wings.
What? And she just like the pink. Just he's really cool, but he's old.
Okay, so that's a lot better than you being possessed by some kind of otherworldly eldritch being. So I'm just gonna let you sit with that. I appreciate your time, and walks off. Comes back and he sits down in front of Caleb and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone after this, but I just want to let you know that it is okay to have feelings, even if the idea of doing all that weirds you out. That's different from having feelings for somebody, and those two things can exist separate from each other, and that's kind of how the whole A spectrum works, and there's different sides of it, and anytime that you want to explore that, you don't have to feel cut off from that. Okay, cool, enjoy your hot dogs." And then he gets up, and I'm gonna go find Mitzi and make sure she's having a good time.
I'm eating pizza rolls. I'm very confused now. I'm like...
It's all a sandwich. It's not a soup, and therefore is a sandwich.
Yes.
Transitive property. I think we broke Mo.
Breathe, Mo. It's okay. So,
Was it
I don't even know. I lost track of like even which person you were directing. Was that all to her, or was some of that back over to Caleb?
Oh my god.
Was that mostly
anybody who had Silas explaining the A spectrum on their bingo sheet? You can go ahead and
Punk?
scratch that off.
What?
Were you explaining it to Rebecca or explaining it to Caleb?
I was explaining that to Caleb.
Oh,
because I feel
like, okay,
because
cool,
the way I
LGPA.
read that, the way I read that is that Caleb's been so mixed up in the shit that he can't recognize like normal, possibly like affectionate feelings as not something creepy from another dimension. So,
I mean, he's not
So-
wrong.
So what? Rebecca turns around after you leave, and she's still like, you can tell she's on a knife edge of running away and never talking to you again, and trying to make some kind of joke or something, or just playing it off. And she says, and I need to bracket this, okay? What she says is, your friend's really weird. I'm not anything. I just think you're cool. You're a great singer. I just want to hang out. I don't know anybody else at the party. And that's it. Can we just go and eat a bunch of food and pretend that didn't happen? That's what she says. And that's the tone that she says it in. Okay? Right in the middle of that, in the exact same tone of voice, she says, your doom approaches. You cannot fight the destiny your mother laid upon you. I just want to go get some more food. Okay? Can we go do that? And she doesn't, her eyes don't go black, but they do definitely do something. They do. Here, this is the thing I always think of whenever you guys talk about the pink effect on people's, like the pink effect from various things.
Wow.
So it's a little bit like that, but her body language, if you were watching from across the room, you would not have any idea whatsoever that she was subject shifting, tone shifting, anything. Her body language is all exactly the same. It's all, I am a nervous Nelly person who just wants to get past this awkward social thing that just happened and move on to something else.
Okay. As she's like doing that, I was like, we can totally forget this. Go find me a guitar. Let's get some real music in this place. Because,
sweet.
You do that. I'll be back.
Who owns this house?
Xiao. Ask Xiao.
With the bunny, with the rabbit.
Yes. Mitzi's best friend.
The one who's wearing a bunny and has a rabbit with her. Gotcha. Gone.
Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to, as soon as she leaves the room, sprint. I mean, like, full on, like, I almost tackle Silas running to him. And I'm like, I need you to listen to me this time. Okay?
Rick,
I'm not talking about feelings
was I not
of
doing that
affection.
before?
No.
Mitzi,
Because
I mean, how much popcorn do you grab before the conversation begins again? Because it feels like this has been nothing but a movie show for Mitzi during this entire thing. Just like,
well, Mitzi, I think, is actually outside, just like.
oh, this wasn't with you in the area? Okay.
I was trying to get to Mitzi, and then I was suddenly Urlachered out of nowhere. So.
Yeah, I think Mitzi got a little overwhelmed with the music and the kissing
Sure.
and the noise and like people, so she went outside to go like sit like by the pool.
Nice.
It's a little more quieter. So
Okay.
he doesn't know what the chaos that's happening within.
All right, so let's get back to the boys here, and then we'll get back to you.
Like, I don't think you understand. When I said the sleeper has awakened, that wasn't me, like, that was a actual words. She just said to me, your doom approaches, the path your mother has laid is clear. In the middle of a normal sentence, eyes went all glowy, nobody saw it, didn't affect her at all. I'm not saying this is like, I don't understand emotions.
A little glowy. It's not like you couldn't see the eyes or anything like you couldn't see that, but a little glowy.
Yes. Like, this is not like a metaphor for something. This is legit. We might be in trouble here tonight.
Okay.
So let's go find Mitzi and Perry. I don't know. Do you know?
Perry's doing Perry stuff.
Perry's doing Perry stuff. Whatever. I trust him. He'll do fine. Let's go find Mitzi. Okay. I need more Hot Pockets.
So back to before the boys get out there. Mitzi out by the pool. Good stuff. Kind of chilling.
I think she's like
watching the
got,
water.
Like, blanket. Yeah, she's got a blanket that she's like wrapped up in, like one of those like, when people like have like outdoor patio like areas.
Yeah.
With, like an outdoor blanket.
It's somewhere
It's got,
between a
like-
scarf and a shawl and a blanket and
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
like a sarapa in a way.
Yeah.
She's wrapped up in it, and she's got like her headphones on just because she knows herself in situations like this. So she'll have like her own music going, like in her headphones, and she just has her notepad. She's doodling, like
Hey,
drawing. Yeah.
you hear it like, hey, but it's distant because it's through the music,
I think she like it takes her a second, and then she looks up.
and and then up like again
Yeah.
because it's Lucas in high heels. So it
Yes.
takes a while to get up there. You get
Oh.
overstimmed down in there.
Yeah, I did, and she'll like take her headphones off and like have them around her neck, and
Yeah, I don't usually have that problem. I get bored of these kind of things. But it turned into some kind of sweat licking thing in there. It's not really my deal, so I figured I'd come out here for a second. See you all right?
yeah, I'm good. How are you? How's the party going for you?
That's
Other than
fine.
The sweat licking.
Well, I mean, it's gonna make for some interesting lunchroom conversations next week, but that's always a good way to get to know people. I'm doing this because he's looking down like he's standing. You're kind of sitting on the edge of like one of those chairs, right? And
Yeah,
sketching.
she'll scoot over, and like if he wants like space to like sit next to her, you make space for him.
Oh God, yeah. You know, I like heels, but I don't like. I have theories about. There are shoes, and then there's whatever these things are. Don't get me wrong.
I don't wear them.
I look fantastic in them, but
You do know how to wear them well, and like a baby giraffe when it comes to heels, so that's why I avoid them.
well, I mean, I would say more like a gazelle, something smaller, like a pronghorn or something. You're not tall enough to be. You don't make giraffe. You're just a little thing.
I just meant the awkwardness of trying
Oh.
to stand on my own legs.
Gotcha.
As a one, yeah.
So, you and Silas holding hands out in the open like it's no big thing. How's that?
I mean, what?
I mean, that's cool. Is it cool?
It's cool. I like it. Are
The-
you okay with it? I know y'all used to date, so
I'm a little surprised. He's not usually good at doing things where anybody else finds out about it ever. So, this is a
Oh,
little new.
you
I'm not
wasn't-
saying he was on the DL all the time, but I'm not saying that. It wasn't just me either. Like he just never liked to have some, where people would be able to.
He was never.
You know how he
okay
like
with
has like the whole thing where he dresses like that comic book Batman guy.
yeah.
He has. I don't want to say this is the way it is because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's just old. So he has a little problem with being perceived as a person who talks to other people. Cares about them, stuff like that. But he's doing it with you, so you pull something good out of it, or get him to do so. It's good. Probably good for him. You're good for him. There, you're good for him. That sounds like a healthy ex thing to say, doesn't it? How am I doing?
I guess you're not attacking me, so I guess good. I don't know. This is my first time ever
No,
dealing with someone's ex or
I'm not
dealing
going
with-
to attack. I'm not going to attack you. I mean, we aren't together. You seem fine. You're not coming after me. And if you meant literally, I took a peek at the dossier for y'all. I don't want any piece of this right here. You would throw me into fucking orbit. So, no,
I
thank you.
don't think I don't. No, I wouldn't do that.
You could though. You have that capacity.
No, I don't think I do. No, I don't. No.
There are significant people who like run simulations on these kind of things who would profoundly disagree with that. So, just saying. Have a little faith in yourself. Believe you can throw a man into orbit, and then you'll be able to do it.
Okay, I'll make note
This
of
is the
that.
best I'm gonna do with like. It's either this or I start giving you makeout tips for Silas.
Oh.
I don't think we want that. I don't think either one of us wants
Oh.
that. So.
I think she starts turning red. She's like, oh,
And I gotta say, Sean's expression, they were like, "Oh no."
This is going as terrible as I expected it to, and I'm here.
I mean,
for it.
right here at the back of the jaw, just below the ear, that's a. See how bad that is? Do you see how bad that is?
I was thinking about the part in Scott Pilgrim where it's like her weak spot's behind the knee. How would you know? Whatever we're making out of, okay enough.
Anyway,
I think, yeah, he starts mentioning that. She's like, oh, thank you.
I think it's about this time that
Yes.
Silas and Caleb come outside, and Silas still trying to like not freak out anybody at the party. Instantly walks towards the pool, takes his shirt off, and dives in, and is swimming in the pool now.
this is Silas. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk out and sit down next to Mitzi. I don't know why he did that, but we need you.
Yeah, like Lucas is like halfway to like drinking whatever. They have like some kind of the seltzers that are in cans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's basically like they waved carbonated soda near a truck full of fruit.
Right.
I actually had some a couple weeks ago that wasn't bad, and it had caffeine in
actually-
it.
The
I did
Wegmans,
not like-
the
yeah, I
Wegmans ones are really good.
I never
Maybe that was
liked
what I had.
sparkling waters until I got into Waterloo.
I'll have to check those out.
You know what's really good? Do the lime ones, and then mix it with Crystal Light. Oh, it's surprisingly good. I that sounds like do the fruit punch though specifically.
So
That reminds me.
he kind of stops there with like his drink halfway. Is like, he just.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that whatever's going on is very bad because he would not normally do that. That is him trying to play cool super badly. Do you want help for whatever's about? He looks up at, because he's sitting now, so he looks up at Caleb. Is like, y'all gonna want some help? Because I'm assuming whatever you're about to say has got to be bad if he just did that.
Can your hammer hurt eldritch horrors?
I didn't bring my hammer, but I mean, there's like there's streetlights outside and stuff. I can improvise.
I don't know.
His answer.
What we need?
His first answer is, well, I haven't tried that yet, but like, you know.
And Mitzi's not paying attention. She's just watching Silas swim. So she's like, really.
He like comes
Mitzi.
up and does a slow motion hair flip.
Shove it back.
I'm gonna throw
great.
I'm gonna throw a towel in his face. Stop it! We have work to do. Why am I should not be
the point of a towel is to dry off. If you throw it in the pool, it kind of just defeats the whole process.
It was to get your attention. I don't care if you're dry or not. I want you to think about what's happening. Do you really think being dry is going to be possible for us?
I mean, you know, you get kind of wet, you get slicked up, and it's kind of hard for them to catch you.
You're not a pig at a rodeo or a state fair.
I don't like the implications that came with that. It feels kind of regionist.
Regionist.
You're not
Regionist.
You're not. I'm very confused now. Like legitimately, it's like, wait, did I get that wrong? Did they not do like greased up pig things?
Where I come from, in the proud city of Columbus, South Carolina.
I thought you were from Memphis.
I don't want to talk about it, but
I'm so confused.
And I think that's Mitzi's like looks up and looks at Lucas who's sitting next to
Lucas
her.
has got this look on his face like y'all have the slowest Avengers Assemble like mantra of all time. That's the look on his face like, is there a summary of ongoing events anytime in our future?
Nope.
Yes, hold on. And she'll like if he doesn't mind, she'll take his hand.
Whose hand? Lucas?
Lucas's hand, yeah.
Yeah. He did up his nails. He's
Oh,
got like
nice.
he did like a French thing with they're Halloween. Like the bottom is black and then the top is orange. So he did like a Halloween it's a French, right? Where they do the two different like the tips are a different color
Yeah,
than
the tips.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's got like an orange and black thing. Yeah. And then there's like a gold, like he did some gold lines. Maybe it's meant to be spider webs. It's hard to tell.
And
Anyway.
she'll take his hand and be like, "Oh, those are nice," and then like grab it and then just immediately just do a brain dump on him.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was warned about that with Hecate, but she won't come anywhere near me, so I didn't have to actually deal with it. That's a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked first.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm fine. Well, okay. It's going to take me a while to actually process that, but I'm getting your mom is messing with everybody and wants to mess with all the high school. That's the top layer. That's the top layer? Okay. I'm not going to worry about the rest of it. Why do you think that... Okay. Oh, and... Okay.
Okay.
And actually, Mitzi couldn't dump what's just recently happened and has everybody freaking out because she doesn't actually know about that part yet. All right, so... Yeah, but you took care of the...
No,
was it the punch?
hang on.
All right.
More things happening. So, Mitzi, I was talking with Rebecca Calloway.
Yeah.
You know, young kid, cool. Middle of one of her sentences, and she goes, "Yeah, ghosts don't experience time the same way we do. They just experience the same loops over and over and then perceive it differently, and that the sleeper has awoken."
Yeah, that's
weird.
Next
sentence. What's that?
But I told you that. That's why they're able to plug people from the timeline.
No, but why would Rebecca say that to me?
Oh, that's right.
Rebecca said that to me. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. So, go into the next conversation in the middle of that, and she says, "Your doom approaches. The path your mother has laid has been cleared," or something to that effect.
I thought I told you it's not your mom, though. Wait,
Bigger picture here. You know what my doom approaches? Why would Rebecca say that to me in the middle of another sentence? Eyes go just a little bit glowy.
How much punch has she had?
Are we gaslighting Caleb right now?
No, I'm not gaslighting him. I'm just trying to see because, like, did Mitzi tell Silas about the punch affecting people?
Because the punch actually was affected. That's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what the punch is doing to people now, so I'm just like, I don't.
Like,
you just told me to get rid of it.
It seems like a complete non sequitur. It's like she's not drunk. There wasn't.
No. It's the punch. That. I don't.
The punch that was. This is Lucas. Like, the punch that was. I mean, it isn't around anymore, but there was a bunch of punch. Everyone was having.
Have some?
I mean, I had a little. I mean.
Oh God! Give me.
I had some. He turns and looks to Kayla. He's like, I had some, and he looks up at Kayla and says, I mean, your fate has narrowed to a single thread that can move through the surface of the needle that will untie.
She just grabbed his hand.
And he's like rattling off.
I think the way she dispersed her own, like, sort of like red aura around her is gonna try.
It's really strong right then. As soon as you get his hand, you can tell, because there's sort of pinkishness around lots of people at the party. Right now, Lucas's is intensified. Like, it's like I don't know how to explain it, except it's more like there was this faint aura, and then there's like a spotlight on that person with the aura that sort of intensifies that aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's gonna try to like break it from him.
Yeah, your fate has been narrowed to the thread that will finally pierce the eye of the needle that serves. You know, and right about then.
Yeah, as he does that,
I like how you're like,
goes out like that, and she like grabs his his hand, and just like tries to like dive into like.
So the sentence is more like the final thread that will pierce. It tasted like strawberries and cherry. I don't know why people mix those two colors. It's like two reds aren't a flavor. You're not supposed to just take two red things and mush them together like it's supposed to be. They don't go. Strawberry and cherry is terrible.
Lucas.
Yeah?
Do you know what you just said to me?
Cherries and strawberries. This is a terrible mix.
No, you didn't.
I mean,
Cool.
I do believe that.
I believe that you believe that.
Like strawberry and watermelon, kinda. But
you don't remember anything about the fate of my threads or the thread of my fate. I don't.
Your clothes are fine.
Hold on, Caleb. Voice.
Yes.
Can I unleash her powers so she can like dive in to like break the things away from him?
Always yes. Yeah. I mean, he
I'm
stopped.
never gonna say no to that.
First of all, yes. You certainly we'll say for the sake of argument that while you're right there and hanging on to things, you've repressed it. If you want to permanently flush that, then yeah,
all right.
That would be good.
Do we burn it or do we unleash our powers?
Did you burn? I feel like you had burn floating around already.
I'm already out of burn.
You're already out of burn? You can just unleash your powers. You don't need to like. You never need to burn. You can always do it the hard way, harder way, hardish way. They're both bad.
Yeah.
So you can just unleash. That's all good.
Okay.
Overcome an obstacle. Yeah, that sounds right.
7.
It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, temporary / unstable or condition?
Give me that condition.
You don't want Lucas relapsing later? Come on.
No.
Okay. Well, so yeah, you can definitely feel and the repression thing kind of set aside, but yeah, you can definitely feel that he's this receptive, very psychically receptive right now. That's really all it is at this point, is being very psychically, you know what the word is that you really hate, that the first one that you thought of for this? Permeable.
Oh. No.
He's like the bounty paper towel of psychic resistance right now. There is none. He'd just suck it right up. How does that make you feel? Insecure? Hopeless? Guilty that you didn't go like, oh, I cleaned out me, but I left everybody else the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. Guilty is a good one.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Also, not for nothing. I mean, not to be too much on the, but it's you're less likely to be someone who's going to be trying to provoke someone or assess the situation right now. So yeah, give me that penalty. I'll take that. But it's also good for guilty. Now, do you want to assess the situation and see how bad how bad this all is?
Yeah, let's just see how bad.
now that I'm guilty, let me assess the situation with my spirit. Actually, that's only down to a -1.
It's not that bad.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Caleb, you might be able to help her out with this too. Ooh,
probably not.
Maybe
probably
not. Holy. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Take that XP because I don't think anyone's going to drag you. Well, you know what though? You have 3 hero. You have 3 team points, and Lucas is here, and NPCs can kind of help out with this. If you really want to push in and try to get this thing up to a 7, you could, or you can just let it happen.
What are you gonna say, Andrew? I see you.
So here's the other thing, because I can also burn to boost a teammate.
Yep.
But if you're like, oh, Lucas can help spend team, I don't really want to burn in the middle of this party and just like superpower
Benefit
cuddle.
the
Yeah, we don't need Eldritch Ocean.
There's
things
absolutely nothing wrong
appearing in
with
this.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with having like an NPC who's like sort of on your side, help out with team stuff. That is legit.
Okay.
Like they spend time talking about that in the rules. It's all good.
And
Okay.
how would he help me? Like, what would he?
Well,
do
you're
that
already
for?
holding his hand, and he does have, you've cleared him, you've cleaned him out, so to speak. You're still kind of holding his hand, so the fact that he could, it could be as simple, because what I'm thinking of, did I just lock up? Did everybody just lock
No.
up?
I can see you.
Oh,
No,
weird.
we can see you just
All
now.
right, it froze for a second. Anyway, it's like this. The thing you're about to get, as you assess the situation, kind of psychically overlook all the thing, I'm thinking is going to be daunting. It's going to be like, oh my God, this is bad. And having somebody right there kind of stolidly saying, no matter what, I got your back kind of a thing can help. It's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be like a deal, you know?
Yeah.
So that, if you feel like that would help, because I'm thinking you look at what your conditions could be. It could either easily be something that gives you insecure, hopeless, take a powerful blow, any of those kinds of things where it's like you see the full weight of this situation, or we go and just say no, skip that and give me the information, and I'll take a powerful blow. That could be fine too. What's it feel like to you?
I just don't know if Lucas would help or how he would. Like, he would know how to help. You know, like
Yeah.
Like Caleb and Silas kind of know how to handle Mitzi at this point.
Yep. I
He's
got
just
you.
probably like, what the fuck?
If he's like, her eyes are rolling back in her head and she's glowing and stuff, guys.
Yeah.
So if it's more like because I feel like for something like this, I give you information and then say take a powerful blow. That's probably where we go with this.
Let's do it. Yeah. I'll
right.
take the fell.
Take the thing. So you absolutely get the information. It's just not great because you kind of pull back to, bird's eye view over the whole thing and see all the people within the building, and see where, and again, quite a few people had the punch. It's I would say even most people. So that pink aura, glow, taint, call it taint. It's starting to feel like that's the right word. It's sort of on everybody, but you can see the intensity kind of going up and pulsing and activating on multiple people. And you spot Perry and Xiao up on the second floor, and Xiao is particularly pink, and that doesn't really drop off as much. And when it does intensify, but as you're looking at all this and seeing how bad it is and starting to make your plan, sort of everything activates at once, and you hear the people in the party don't necessarily. No, I take that back. What everybody else sees is all the people kind of stop. They just stop. The laughter stops. Nobody turns and looks at anybody or anything like that, but for like about 3 or 4 seconds, everything pauses. Like my camera just did and locked up. That's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. In any case, everything did right when I did that too. It's kind of creepy. Mm-hmm. Everybody just pauses. In your head, as you're looking at it, the pink aura version of everybody turned to you and says, "We have removed all routes to your salvation. We will have these two. They are inside with us and will never awake."
Everybody said that?
Yeah, to Mitzi, like looking at her pink aura wise. Psychically, yeah. The psychic pink aura, like they all stopped, turned, and said, "We have removed all routes to your redemption. These two will fall to us. They will be inside with us and shall never awake."
So I'm still just swimming.
And then everybody goes, and then everybody else just kind of goes back to normal. And the party just resumes.
But only Mitzi saw that is the point.
Everybody saw the party pause, which You probably saw it too, because literally all activity in the house stopped. Except for like probably a
so that's a
handful of
little
people.
creepy.
Yeah, except for probably like a handful of people. Roberta and like maybe 2 or 3 others are kind of looking around like, why did everybody just stop talking? But anybody else who had to punch just paused and then resumed about 3 seconds later. And I think even swimming, you'd probably notice that there was a sudden silence. And you're like,
Yeah.
you're kind of coming up out of the water and it's like, why is nobody? And then everyone's like, ha ha, and, it keeps going.
Okay, so that is sufficiently unsettling. As he
Mitzi,
slowly gets out of the water.
I'm going to say, take a powerful blow,
Hey,
please.
it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Roll your conditions. It'll be great.
I went blank again. Hold on, let me do it.
You have to do it again. Sorry. I don't know why it does that. Oh, that's great. You got a 10. Yay!
Yay. Not that.
I love how all these good rolls come in on take a powerful blow.
Good
So
is I think it's more accurate to say high, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay, so take a powerful blow. This is awesome when the Nova rolls take a powerful blow and gets a 10. That's one of my favorite things. No, wait. What's the other thing? On a 10 plus choose one, you must remove yourself from the situation, flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way. Are 2 options from the 7 to 9 list.
I don't know what's static. Honestly. If I go from the 7 to 9 list, there's really only one I can take.
The 7 to 9 list is very harsh anyway, and having to take 2 hurts.
Well, if I do the 7 to 9 list, like there's only like one that really gives sense.
Yeah.
No, there's 2. Like
You
if
could.
I do the 2 conditions, that means I'm maxed out on conditions then.
Yep.
I don't want to do that.
I fully understand.
Let
me just, I want to look at one other thing here on this take a powerful blow too, because there's a thing that's worth, take a powerful blow.
By the way, I leveled up whenever I failed my roll. So
You look nice. You lose, you should look and see what you can do. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way. Means the GM gets to tell you how your powers go haywire, cause collateral damage, make the world around you unstable, and all kinds of other bad stuff. Losing control of yourself means that you might say or do something awful. The GM chooses what you do and exactly what it looks like.
I was thinking that, honestly. But also, I don't want to ruin the party. But also, party's already been ruined by
my mom.
by monster posing as mom.
Yeah. At this point, Silas is pissed because he's like slowly climbing out of the water, and he's like, all I wanted was to have a normal night. We're gonna have a normal party. He walks over to like the brush where he has stashed a duffel bag with all of his gear, and he slowly starts pulling it out and
yanking on his stomach.
He's like putting it all on. It's like, I was just trying to have a good night, but now I gotta beat the fuck out of this witch clown who's possessing people. Thanks, Caleb. And he's like,
Hey,
I don't even know if you'll get to that yet, because we'll see how bad. Yeah, I'm gonna do Mitzi loses control because
herself or her powers?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna mute my mic so I don't scream into your all's ears when this happens, because I will get that excited.
This might be kind of a low key. Yeah. This isn't going to be like Dark Phoenix. Hopefully it's appropriately Halloween scented though.
Halloween scented.
I'm going for creepy more than, and then she blew 75% of the moon away. It's a permanent crescent now. That's for next episode.
yeah, don't do that.
Okay. All right, Caleb. You and Lucas are in madrigal choir with Mr. Stevens, and you know, you're not near each other necessarily because of locations and stuff like that. But all right, as a first pass, you're singing like the last note of a song, and he's like, all right, as a first pass, that was good. I love the extra strength that we're getting from the baritones over. Was it baritone or a bass?
He's a bass.
From the bass over here, that's excellent. Keep that up. We're going to try it one more time from the top. We have 10 more minutes left, and then we have to get to our actual classes.
All right. Lucas is a bass, Caleb is a tenor.
Right. He's talking. Yeah. He was welcoming the new guy.
Cool. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. But with the extra power over here, everyone else needs to take it up one notch. I know it's early. I know it's morning. But we all need to just step up. All right? Anyway. Mitzi, it's art. It's the morning zero session art. You're 2/3 of the way through a drawing or a painting. What's it of?
I think I think this class is more like a design to concept sort of thing. And I think taking from my own concepts class back in college, it's a straight line artwork. Everything that you have to do has to be in straight lines. And she's working on using very tedious like rulers and like all that, like drawing out like almost like a spiral staircase.
Okay.
Lines. Yeah.
Is there any indication in the drawing what the staircase is? Is it going up? Is it going down?
It's kind of like a bird's eye view, and you're looking down into it.
Okay.
And you're just watching the steps just sort of descend into like a darkness.
Yes, the darkness is like cross-hatching.
Yeah.
Is that legit? All right. So, yeah, the darkness appears to have been where you put 75% of your effort up to this point. You're just barely starting to sketch in the space that was left for the staircase coming out of it, but the darkness is there. And your art teacher for this particular thing is coming over and says, that is remarkable how much depth, and you've done a fantastic job with the depth and really the sense of motion in the darkness using cross-hatching. That's an excellent technique. Honestly, I love whatever inspiration that might have had for that. That is, honestly, it's a little, I find it disturbing to look at, which I mean is a compliment. It's actually, this is the kind of thing where I'd give you an A and hope that I never had to look at it again, because this is terrifying. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good work. It's good work. Just gonna go over here now. Silas, you are directionlessly angry.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally in that yanking on the shoulder pads kind of emotion, but you're in shop. And Perry's not there, and you've got nothing. You have nothing of the other reasons like why it's just And the instructor is like, so, Silas, you've been using the hammer on things a lot today, and there's a lot of flat things now. Were you going to turn them into anything, or are we just going to continue to hammer things flat? Because everyone needs morning therapy every so often, and I don't want to get in your way, especially if that means between you and the anvil. So, was there any? There's a lot of material here that's been hammered into flat strips. Like you've turned a lot of things into shims here, and your hand aches. How you doing?
Not great.
Not great?
Ah.
We're going to cut to lunch and summarize a couple of class periods here.
Wait. So hold on. Wait a minute. Is
It
this
is-
like a vision or is this a flash forward?
This is a flash forward. It is now the next day, and it is the start of school.
You mean next week? Next week.
Yes,
Okay.
that's even better, actually. Thank you.
Because this is a Friday game.
That's right. It would have been a Friday thing. Yeah, it is Monday. It is, and you need to check if you had a phone, whatever. Actually, when I saw this first thing, check bars. And you check bars. Bars fine. It also says it's November 2nd. November 1st. Sorry. It says it's November 1st. And this is supposed to be a Friday thing on October 29th. It says it's November 1st. I'm looking at the schedule here. Social studies, PE. So we can stop just before lunch here because you have art with Silas at about fourth period. And I feel like by the time Silas gets to art at fourth period, he probably has amassed and coalesced a fairly solid bullet list of questions.
Yeah. I'm made of questions right now.
So, art. Hey, hang on. I need a little inspiration here because. Hey, streamer, art class assignment. Most recent art class assignment.
Do a still drawing of 3 things that you find on your desk.
All right. Pull 3 things out of your backpack, arrange them interestingly, do a still life. Go. You have the rest of this period. So first of all, before the conversation, what did you guys pull out of your backpack? No, tell me 2 things. I'm going to give you a third one.
I think it's gonna be like a little fun eraser that Xiao gave her, like one of those like little like cartoon, like like they look like a hamburger or something, like erasers.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those, and calculator, like.
Okay. Calculator and it's one of the flowers off of your Frida headband thing is in your backpack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Must have fell in there.
Yeah.
Oops.
Silas, what are the 2 of the things you pull out of your backpack?
He reaches into his backpack and he pulls out a Bang energy drink and a Kubaton.
What the hell's a Kubaton? I do not know that.
It's it's about that long and it has one pointy end and it's like a keychain that can be used for self-defense.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Oh, okay. I've seen these.
Uses the Kubaton to stab into the bottom of the Bang energy drink to shotgun them.
Yeah.
Dracula. And you've got also like one of the fingerless, like these mesh fingerless glove things that you used for the bender costume that you pull out of there. You don't have the other one, but you've got it, and it's like it's stuck onto something because of the Velcro on the little fastener kind of thing. You pull that, and you're like, kind of a deal. So that's what's there. Silas, you're made of questions.
Yeah. I look over at Mitzi and I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm sorry, and I realize that my goal to try and have a stress-free evening probably was an oversight, or overlooked a lot of like dangerous things that were happening. Secondly, are you okay?
I mean, there's so much we can do when the world does not have the same plans. So, appreciate you reaching out. I think I'm fine. I think I'm here. In one piece. Question, Doyce, do I still have all my conditions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me look at that real quick.
And I'm looking for the last thing that my advancement too, so.
You have currently angry, afraid, and guilty. You have afraid gone.
Okay.
I want to ask you a question.
Oh, okay.
Is Xiao okay? Or is Xiao not okay? Not bad, not okay.
Yeah.
But is Xiao okay, just fine? Like everybody else is just fine? Or is Xiao worse off than everybody else right now?
I think she had to take Monday off because she doesn't feel well.
Is that the official line kind of a thing?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have angry then either. You can walk your way.
Guilty.
Yeah, still guilty. Yeah, angry. If you look at the condition card there for angry, you can kind of walk your way back to my question and kind of infer some things there.
You know.
Just helping you keep along with this little wagon ride through hell that we're involved in right now. Okay, so
Ready.
ready.
No.
You have died of dysentery. Oh, wrong
Probably
wagon.
no.
Wrong wagon.
Wrong way.
Silas, you were gonna say. So you were sorry. Keep going. Or you'd ask Missy something.
Yeah, well, she had kind of responded.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Look, I'm," and he's kind of like fidgeting with stuff, but he's like, "I am very good at bottling up how I'm feeling to try and help other people, and sometimes I do that to my detriment because I don't want people to have to feel their feelings. But I'm learning more and more that sometimes you got to, and sometimes you can't always just not let the bad stuff get to you. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I was a little too optimistic about the situation."
No, it's fine. I appreciate the optimism. I really did. And she's gonna reach over and like grab his hand and be like, "No, it was really nice and I appreciate it. Thank you." Are you okay?
I think so. I again feel a little inadequate because in that situation I was very outside the loop on what was going on, and as I don't have any of these fancy powers. But if everybody's okay and it seems like the situation is passed for now, then I think that I'm okay.
I appreciate the foreshadowing that you're continually putting in there for the. I don't have any of these fancy powers.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Just saying. The audience sees you. Okay. Do you have any questions about how the hell you got here? Because you start off
So
with
was
apology, which I gotta say,
I'm
yep.
still a little confused about it.
The
Was it like
last
a
thing you
was it
literally
like a
went
Scott
from
Pilgrim transition where it's just
yes,
like
you literally
okay.
went from yanking on your thing to hammer down on the anvil, like in that motion.
Okay, so yes, that does open up a whole lot more questions. So that being said, did when did you get here?
You mean school?
Did you have a weekend?
Did Mitzi also just get transported to there? Because if it's from her, she should remember, right? Should?
I'm going to say, and if you'll allow me a moment here, because
Yeah,
again, I've
yeah,
got
do it.
I've got that -4 to play with, and this is actually directed as much to Silas as it is to you, because
Oh,
Silas
good.
says, "Did you have a weekend?" Because you think about it for a second, and the thing that you think to say is, "No, I pretty much hung out, did homework, listened to music, and handed out candy." As Silas is saying, because all I remember is hanging out, doing homework, and handing out candy. Like, exactly lockstep, identical Lego pieces thing. I'm glad that you're smiling about that.
Joyce, I really don't like it when you're fucking with time.
I absolutely am not. I absolutely guarantee you I am not fucking with time right now. All
It's
the
more
time.
like fucking with your mind.
Yes.
It's no longer timefoolery, it is now
time
fuckery.
fuckery. Yeah.
No, it's more like mind fuckery right now. So
Yeah. Time, mind. What is?
it is. It's fine.
Um.
And I think she's gonna like pause and look at Silas and be like, "Wait, where do you live to give out candy?"
I do this thing where I go down to the like the orphanage and I give out candy. It's kind of a way I give back because it's kind of I grew up in the system.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That is absolutely true. Obviously, because you just said it. That's obviously true. What you remember is people knocking on your door and you opening it and handing out candy from your wherever it is that you're from your little base.
I was gonna say, does he remember his door or does he remember Mitzi's door?
You remember a door. Like a sort of generic, because Mitzi's never seen your place, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah, Mitzi's never seen your place. So what you have is sort of an image of sort of a vague apartment door, and with like the little peephole kind of thing, and they're knocking, you open, there's a hallway, and there's kids, and you, yeah, hey, yeah, and you hand it, it's awkward. It's a high schooler trying to hand out candy to kids that really aren't that much younger than they are. Kind of awkward, and that is what you remember when you actually think about it for a second. What you said to her when she asked the question is a truth about you, and that absolutely is what you say. It does not jive at all with what memory is that you had of your weekend, which is you kind of on a being bored and flipping through homework and listening to music and occasionally doing this thing with no instrument, and yeah. What do you remember from this weekend? And then we get like a quick little like smash cut of like all these little pieces of his weekend of the weekend, and seems pretty believable. But no. Missy's yours is similar but much more accurate to your reality of like being in your room and stuff, because you know what your actual house looks like as opposed to wherever Silas is at.
Times.
There are clearly discrepancies, Silas. I don't want to make it seem like you don't notice as the character that something is up here, but you're also having to have somebody specifically ask the question before you get the extra data. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So
Hey, maybe we should all meet up at the bus after school and try and figure this out. Because if you and I are both a little confussed about what happened, I imagine Caleb probably is too,
Yeah.
and maybe even Perry. If I don't really know where Perry is, but
speaking as somebody who has a degree in language, I want to commend you on taking the word confused and concussed and turning it into one word. That is a chef's kiss level. That's good stuff right there.
Do you not want to meet up during lunch? Like, that's just about to happen, so.
yeah, we could do lunch.
Or we could do after school.
Text
I mean,
everybody. It's all good. Yeah, text everybody. Do
I-
it at lunch. But
I'm also gonna text Lucas and have him meet up
Okay.
with us at lunch.
At the bus, is that the idea?
No, at lunch. We're not there yet.
Right, but when you do lunch, are you guys going out to the bus so you can speak more?
No, I think
Shouty.
we'll stay.
Wherever we met the last time when I freaked out on the kind of that outside area.
Okay, I thought that was the bus, but that's fine.
No, where like Xiao and like Lucas. just met.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
it's kind of an indoor-outdoor area there. Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. Caleb, you're at the same period. You are currently student aid for beginning choir. You know the idea, like notable for its absence. Rebecca is desperately trying to not see you while she's doing the choir stuff. Does that make sense? Like she's really like very, very desperately trying not to make eye contact or even acknowledge that you're there. Like Stevens has you handing out stuff at one point and she doesn't even take it from you. Like she does, but it's like she's really, really animately and very focusedly talking to the person next to her while she takes this. So she definitely didn't really see you take this thing. Like what you doing? Something's off, obviously, but
Yeah. As I like hand it to her, be like, "Are you okay?"
I'm not supposed to talk to you. Roberta's not to talk to you. I'm not supposed to talk to you.
What? Wait.
I'm not supposed to talk to you.
I-
She's not good at ventriloquism, so it's really like she's just.
You're not supposed to talk to me? But I'm talking to you.
Mm-mm. Go after class.
Okay. Well, if in case anybody's listening, I guess I'm gonna go get lunch and somebody can join me if they want to.
You get a text message from everybody else, like,
Yeah, I'll be in the courtyard at lunch.
No, just.
And I just walk over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't say it
After-
like directly to him. I'm just saying it out loud.
Yeah. Everyone. There's a lot of people in the class that are like, okay? Like.
What's funny is I bet nobody's confused or concerned. They're just like, this sounds normal for Caleb.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Cool.
So she doesn't find you at lunch, but she does snag you right after class. Like you're starting to go out and she pulls you off to the side of the door and she goes, I can't talk. Roberta told me not to talk to you. She says you guys are really, really, really scary and she won't tell me why, but she's really, really mad about it. And if she sees you at school, she's gonna tell my folks about you guys and make up some stuff or something. So I just don't want you guys to get in trouble. So I'm not gonna talk to you or something. Whatever. Write me a note or something, but I don't want you guys to get in trouble. And she's really, really scared. So which means she's really, really angry because everything translates to angry for her. So I gotta go. Okay?
Okay.
We're fine, but she's mad. You muted, but that what was fantastic.
What? I'm so I'm literally just gonna like absent-mindedly walk and sit down and not get food for the first time ever on lunch, and just like sit at the table in the like courtyard, and like just wait for everybody to show up.
Perry's text message in response is can't talk at hospital, check bus.
That's ominous.
What was that, Silas?
That's ominous. Has Mitzi seen Xiao today?
No. Xiao is not at
Fuck.
school today.
Okay.
Xiao is not in school.
All right. Well, let's check the bus.
Wait,
Yeah,
are
you-
we bringing Lucas to the bus?
We have I bring Caleb and Mitzi together for a sidebar first. Like, hey, I think we should talk to Lucas about this and see what's there, and maybe was affected.
Wait,
Do-
hold on. Caleb,
Mhm.
what do you remember from this weekend?
I don't know, I just like listened to music. It was kind of boring. I did homework, which was weird, and I handed out candy. Wait, hang on.
You literally have a memory of knocks on the door of your sanctuary and opening it to the closet and handing out candy and then the kids walking away out through your dad's office and back into the rest of the building. You have that memory. That is patently fucking impossible.
Apparently, I handed out candy from my sanctuary.
Okay, so that's fucked. So
That
in any
doesn't
case,
seem real.
I feel like we should bring Lucas in on this because he was there and possibly affected. Do we want to get stuff from the bus first and have him meet us somewhere else? Because I know that that's kind of our area, and we don't necessarily want to bring people in who aren't part of the group.
I mean, just because we have somebody hang out in our space doesn't make it their space. It's still ours. We're
Okay.
just.
Yeah.
I know that it's kind of maybe it's just weird for me. I just want to check it, and I just want to make sure everyone else is okay.
Can I just say how awesome that is? Because you're the one that has the problem, but you're trying to be super considerate of everybody else, kind of maybe subconsciously in the hopes that somebody else has a problem, so you don't have to acknowledge that you have the problem.
Am I the drama?
Am I the
I don't
drama?
think I'm the drama.
Am I the bad guy?
After, and like Mitzi's starting to remember like the conversation she had with Lucas before, like how like, oh, he doesn't really open up to people, blah blah blah.
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Fun fact, guys. Roberta thinks we're scary, apparently, and Rebecca won't talk to me because apparently she's afraid she's going to get us in trouble. So we somehow scared Roberta.
What happened?
I have no idea.
Because
I've-
the last
I've
thing...
literally fought supervillains, and Roberta terrifies me. I don't know how terrifying her.
Okay, so what is the last thing we can bring in Lucas too? Let's grab him and start walking that way. What is the last thing y'all remember?
Everybody's.
I was at the party about to kick some ass, and then I was in shop.
And I should have, I have you in shop, but it's because it's in the schedule wrong. You should have had Spanish at zero schedule, but we'll have you be in shop for whatever reason. Well, I have an idea about why you would have ended up in
Probably
shop.
because Roberta was scared of me.
Yeah, you decided not to go there. But yeah, summing it up, it's like everybody short-circuited and jumped right to the thing. And Lucas confirms, like, yeah, 'cause we were sitting on the chair, and then I was, I was on the way to school.
Choir, right?
Yeah, I was in choir. And
Lucas, what did you do this weekend?
hung out, listened to music, did my homework, argued with patrol, and handed out candy from the bottom of the tower.
Okay, so
You have to admit, you have to admire the strength of his will. That regardless of whatever the pre-programming was, he also inserted argued with patrol.
yes.
Yeah,
Like, okay, good.
Some of it leaked in no matter what.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so it's not completely the same.
mhm. Yeah, something crept in.
Can I like I'm kind of sleuthy. Can I roll to assess?
Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to like the answers, but you can absolutely assess.
I would expect nothing less. There's nothing about this that made me think, oh, I bet it's a good thing that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Best thing.
It in a way it is. In a very specific subset of ways it is.
Womp womp.
Okay.
What'd you get?
So
I didn't hang on.
Mark that.
a 5.
Oh. Well,
Okay.
Perry can spend
Yeah.
team to help you.
We do have team.
Perry's here.
Well, no, but Perry can. What is going on with that?
Well, we only need 2, and if Mitzi and I are there,
That's true, but I'd like Perry to help.
I mean, it's
Are we looking over the notes that Perry has on the bus?
He didn't leave notes. He left several screens replaying video footage. Apparently, he left some.
Is this the Hangover? Is that what we're doing right now?
Not intentionally, but in hindsight, maybe. He's got apparently he just randomly decided to leave some recording devices around Xiao's house.
That sounds like
at
Perry.
the party.
Hey.
Not like just for the party.
Away from the intimate areas.
Just for the party. Just for the party. Like not, security cameras. He's got entrances, exits, and all the major population areas, like the living room and the great room, rather, and like the patio and stuff like that.
Oh, great. Love it. Yeah.
Is anybody? This is completely aside. In the roll screen where you guys are rolling, are you guys seeing the weird boxes around like the 5 and the numbers and the words, or is that just
No.
me?
No.
All right, something is weird with the way mine's rendering right now. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay. We're fine. This is all fine. You got a 5.
so.
Who wants to help?
I actually do.
Okay.
Because I was going to do this if he didn't, and it just seems appropriate that we do it this way.
Okay.
And it's funny because I haven't done one of these in a while.
Uh-huh. Dark vision?
I want to dark visions.
What's the question?
What is? Well, you just you give me the vision, and then I get to ask the question about said vision.
All right. The vision that you have is your mother looming like a 300-foot tall specter over the neighborhood of Xiao's house and trying to reach down and claw at the thing, and the house being surrounded by like this pink force field that she's unable to and her hands keep skipping off of it, and she's screaming and howling in rage and it's not anger, it's massive frustration, which is a good feeling.
It's terrifying that's what's bringing me comfort, is that my mom is frustrated right now.
She's just and there's definitely and you're getting a much better, some of the stuff that Stevens has said to you and has you kind of looking more, you definitely have this sense, you've always just said, well, that's mom. And there's a sense of there being a greater
entity,
unprocessable intellect or entity behind this. You're getting just sort of like the if you were a very tiny thing that saw everything at a microscopic level, and this enormous thing came down at you, this misshapen skyscraper tip came down at you, you would perceive this as being this great enormous thing, when what it really is the tip of a needle coming down at you. But for you, it's this thing that's like, it's somebody's pointing the Empire State Building down at me and about to crush my whole neighborhood with it. That's how you're perceiving the personality of the thing that's behind your mom, is the tip of a needle that's the size of the Empire. So you're perceiving a portion of it, but you at the same time are aware that you're perceiving only a tiny, tiny portion of it. but it's a very pointy, dangerous point of it. So, yay.
Okay.
And it really, and the word that comes to your mind, and you can't help but think that at some point in the conversation, Stevens must have laid this word in there for you to come up with. The thing that you think of when you look at your mom's appearance is the word guise. It's just a guise. Guise, not dudes. Yeah. But yes, the frustration, the clawing, the hammering, the banging, the grabbing, all just bouncing off of this Mitzi pink. It's a verb. That's a noun now. No, it's an adjective. Adjective. Yeah, that's an adjective now. It's Mitzi pink force field around Xiao's house that they can't get through. Ask a question.
Can we take a 5-minute break before that?
Yes. I mean, we're pretty. Am I? Oh, my clock is wrong. What time is it? Shit.
1:10.
I thought it was close to the end way too fast.
I've been trying to think of a question this whole time, and I'm mostly just brain farting.
I forgot to change my clock, so I'm like, I thought I had to start wrapping up.
Okay, so can I give you my intent on what I wanted to do with this? Because, like, I wanted to spend the team to help Silas assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give him the question to ask? As, like, I share the vision with him to show him this, and then he can ask that question to give him the bonus?
Silas's poor brain's like, enough already. Stop.
Because you're trying to process. So let me. Silas is assessing. He's got big chunks of stuff. Everybody has.
Like the question Silas asks of you if you put that in my lap.
Silas, what you got at this point, Silas, is that everybody seems to have lost the weekend. They've all been given a very rubber stamp kind of, this is what you did this weekend, which feels very slapdash, right? Or something like that. It feels very like, no, we're not going to paint precisely. We'll just get the biggest fucking roller you can and let's cover this room, kind of a thing. I don't care if we get the light fixtures. It's fine. And it cuts off from right when everybody kind of froze and then unlocked, and the only time that it seems to kind of come clear at all is when somebody asks a question that asks you to drill down. And actually, as you're thinking about it, you realize that the only time that the question asked seems to add any more clarity to the situation is when it's Mitzi that asked the question.
You mean when Clarity asked the question?
When Clarity asked the question, fine. Ooh.
He said, what do you need more clarity?
I need more clarity. Yeah, when Clarity asked the question. It's nice. So you might be better off. I'm just going to say, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying it might be better less to share the vision with him than to just say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and tell him about it rather than just put a vision in his head. Because Silas may not react particularly well to that at this point.
His brain's precious.
Having more stuff put in his head right now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that Silas is, like, not used to this whole Eldritch thing, and I'm, like, just like, oh, this is normal. This is every day for me. Like, whatever. Like,
we're going to should we take 5?
Yes, please.
All right, let's take 5, and we'll be right back.
I'm sorry, Sean. Mo. Hi. That's it.
Hello.
So, my best friend, I love them to death because they're like, hey, I know you had a crappy week. So they brought me a box of the Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies. And they were just like, here, we thought that would make you feel better. And I was like, I don't need you feeding me more sugar this week, but I really appreciate the thought and I'm going to eat them all today.
Actually, I'm eating a marinito right now.
I thought it was a turtle.
No, it's a marinito. It's a piggy. It's the Mexican ginger pigs.
When you said it, I was like, okay, I know what that is. But at first, it looked like you just held up a turtle.
Oh yeah, it does look like a turtle. I can see that.
Like, and now that like when you said it, though, I was like, oh, I see the pig though. Like, yeah, that okay.
Yeah,
But,
it's,
like,
it's a little broken. It's usually like more smooth, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Press broke on this one, but whatever.
Yeah.
I went to the Panaderia earlier today, and
Oh, that sounds awesome.
yeah, I got some.
Okay, I gotta go get my coffee, but I wanted to say hi, and I figured you would appreciate that like friendship drop from people. Like, this warmed my heart.
Box of cosmic brownies.
Yes. I also thought it was appropriate today that we were going to do this, and was like, oh, cosmic shenanigans, cosmic brownies.
Yeah.
What a day!
You go do your thing. I gotta talk to Mo real quick. Hey, so you probably picked up the basic shape of this, but I want to make sure that you're okay, because my idea here is that out of a panic,
I gaslit everybody into like, or rewrote their brain waves somehow.
yeah, and there's definitely a indiscriminate use of mind control-y stuff for good purposes, but largely out of a panic. Very cavalier use of your powers.
Yeah, it's a very like a memory wipe and like faceless.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's more there, but a memory wipe / sort of rewrite definitely happened on a broad scale as a result of some other stuff. And I just want to check in and make sure that we're cool before it's like, no, you've ruined my character. I never want to play her again. I don't want that.
No, I knew this was gonna happen. This is her way of exploding. So
Yeah. I mean, she could certainly do the level a city block or city level meltdown too, but this one's more what was going on right then.
Mhm.
Anybody can explode.
Who else can break into the minds of a few dozen, and alter their memories? Like
We had this. We had a situation where the Nova went Nova in the other game and was melting literally because she was fire, and she melted like you could see it from orbit. Like they have it satellite footage of like the spot getting it suddenly bright and like the camera flaring out, lens flaring. But the scarier thing, honestly, that happened in that scene was the outsider who has telekinesis or telepathy, mind controlling literally everybody in the area to make them or exit the area in an orderly fashion and then forget that any of it had happened. Because up until that point, we, and in fact she, didn't know that she could do that. So, yeah. Anyway. I'm going to eat some wheat then, so I'm going to move my mic.
I'm gonna finish my Marianito, which is it's one of those pandolces I was talking about the other week. It's a ginger pig.
What's the crust on the outside of it?
It just has like a little crusty sort of like laziness to it.
But it's like, is it savory? Is it caramely? Is it like
it's ginger. So hold on, let me pull up the recipe.
Oh
I'm
dear.
at the recipe right now. It is. Let's see here. Is ginger and cinnamon as the main like flavor profile.
Oh wow.
Vanilla. Oh, and molasses, unsulfurized molasses. So it's my favorite and dulce.
Wow.
Okay, can I ask a mechanical question?
Of course. I am a nerd.
Yeah.
These questions excite me.
Okay. So, I'm clearly not going to take Burning Bright as my next Doom sign, because I get a new Doom sign now. with this.
What's Burning Bright?
Mark your doom track to ignore one of the GM's stated requirements when you call upon the resources of your sanctuary. I've literally never used my sanctuary for anything except hanging out. So I'm definitely not going to take that one.
That's fair.
But the next one is mark your doom track to use an adult move one time.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
So
Does that mean I have to like pay bills? Like
No,
I spend a
there's
doom
a
to
whole-
pay bills?
Have you got your book?
I'm looking at it.
Hang on. You want do. Look at 156. I think it's 156.
Also, if you have PDF with the basic moves on it, it has adult moves right next to the.
Okay, so there's like wield your powers, overwhelm a vulnerable foe,
Yep,
persuade with interest,
and
empathize, stand up for something.
So here's the thing with them. They're not exactly. At first glance, you look at it and say, "Oh, they're like less out of control versions of the regular moves. As we get more control, we can pick up an adult move kind of thing." But that's not really what they are. Like, unleash your powers is for overcoming an obstacle, expanding your senses, that kind of stuff. When you wield your powers with precision and grace, like it's specifically the how it's wielded kind of thing, roll freak, and then you get to choose, and it gives you a whole different set of options. Take hold of something vulnerable to you, create something useful from your environment, neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. So it's a different set of stuff. So, for example, if you decide that you're like if for one of your advances you decide I'm going to take an adult move, because that's one of the options in the post 5 era, is you can pick up, you could decide I'm going to pick up wield your powers, because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I can use my powers with much more precision than just I'm going to cut loose and hope to God it works, which is how Unleash Your Powers works. And it's not even for the same stuff. It isn't like I need to overcome this obstacle, but I'm going to wield my powers instead. Overcoming an obstacle isn't something you can do with wield your powers. But it is some of the stuff you can do with directly engage a threat. Like I want to take something from somebody. The only way you can do it regularly is with directly engage, but you can use wield your powers to do it if you can work out a situation. So it's about being in more control of something. You've got compel, where you basically just kind of browbeat somebody and do anything you want, but one of the adult moves is persuade somebody using their own best interests. So you really kind of analyze the situation and say, listen, you want this, and I want this, and I feel like we can look at this a certain direction where we're going along the same way, and you can use that to kind of convince them. It's a completely different angle on stuff. But if you're just trying to get them to just freaking do it, whether you want to or not, it's not your move. You don't get to use it. So it's like a whole second set of moves that kind of falls in the spaces between the regular moves. You spend a doom sign, you can basically... Now, for you, it might be something like wield your powers because you're like, I want to be able to use my powers. I'm not trying to... I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to take something away. I'm trying to make something out of the whole environment. I want to just take this guy completely out of the equation. I'm going to wield powers, neutralize this threat. Boom. And you spend a doom sign and get to use that move. That's probably the main one. I mean, if you have to pick one or the other, I would definitely pick that one versus the one for the thing. But that's what it means, is you get to check one of those off and look at the adult moves. So I kind of keep that handy and go, is this a cool time for me to be able to do this, like really show true mastery of my power by like just slicing this section out and, doing this very specific. And the idea is that narratively speaking, you're just much more in control of what you're doing, as opposed to Caleb's normal approach is, I cut loose with all of my imagery. Blah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one I'm going to go with then. Because, Burning Bright just doesn't make any sense since I haven't used it once.
Well, Burning, I don't... read...
Because it's literally like, I like to use my sanctuary.
Oh, it specifically says the sanctuary?
Yes, it specifically says sanctuary.
If it was just, yeah.
Yeah, it specifically says mark your doom track to ignore one of the GM's stated requirements when you call upon the resources of your sanctuary.
Yeah. It might come up when you're doing stuff to go after your mom at some time ultimately, but that doesn't signify for this because what is might? What does might do? Might happen, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With my new advancement, I took I locked my moment of truth. So.
Oh God. So
We all got it.
everyone's got a moment of truth. I lost your camera. Or is your camera still off, Sean?
No, it's on.
All right, let me.
Um,
Sometimes I don't get that it's toggled back on. Have you bought the advance into a new playbook thing, or is that just the next thing on your shopping list?
that's one of the next. That's gonna be an option whenever the story permits it.
I would say, and I just want to throw this out there, it's perfectly legit to say I'm going to buy it because I think I'm going to use it in the next session or two and just kind of hold on to it.
Well, I still have 2 potentials away.
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah. I'm just saying that's totally fine. I want to get it now so I have it ready when the cool time happens. I don't, know.
For sure.
Flip side, can I have it happen now and just pay for it when I get 2 more potential? Is also legit. If that ends up being how things shake out. I'm also totally fine with that. It's better than.
I have a couple ideas. I have a couple ideas of how it might play out, including the discovery of it happening during my moment of truth, if that comes up. So there's a couple different ways it could happen.
Which is awesome. Yeah, anything is better than. I have a dear close friend who I, love a ton. She's wonderful. But Jiminy Christmas, if you get her in a D&D game, she will plan out her level plan for the next 10 levels. But you put her in a game like, I'm not even joking. All the multi-classes, everything. But
it makes sense to do that in a game like D&D.
But you put her in masks, she will let, and has historically and consistently let multiple advances just sit on her sidebar waiting to figure out what to get. Because she sort of gets the character that she wants at the beginning and doesn't really see the point in doing other stuff.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So having gotten the character that she wanted, she doesn't go and get any other. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it's funny because this isn't at all the direction I thought this character was going to go, but I'm still really excited about it.
Which is good. Yeah. Play to find out what happens, right?
Yep.
All right. So, Caleb, do you describe, or do you have a question now, or do you want to describe it to Silas?
So the question I have is this a reality of what happened? Like, is this the reality of what had happened over the weekend? Or is this a representation, of what happened?
Let me play with the order of events just a little bit. So you guys are going to the bus. You get into the bus. You're looking around. Because Perry said, can't talk at the hospital, check the bus. So you go in, check the bus. The video screens are playing. We're going to say you see the video screens, then you do the dark vision. That may inform other stuff. Okay? Because I think that's probably going to be what most strongly is going to motivate you to look at this point in time anyway. So you get in there, and all these little screens are playing. And what you get is you do see, and it's kind of looping. So you're kind of getting in the middle, and you're like, what am I seeing? And there's Mitzi and standing over Xiao, who's laying on half on and half off of the bed, and nobody else, and Perry's there and gesticulating wildly. You get a couple little bits, and then it loops, and you're back. It's okay. I know this bit because it's the bit where everybody's talking and then everybody stops.
Okay.
And you see them start back up, and you see Silas looking around and pulling out the thing and looking around. Silas gets to see what he looks like when he's gesticulating wildly and think he's making a point, and he's actually just looks like a super
You can say it.
What are they? Is there a good name for those the blow up guys that are outside the car dealerships?
Oh,
that
I thought
dance
you were just gonna say douche.
No.
A
You're
wacky
talking
waving
waving
inflatable arm
inflatable arm
flailing
flailing tube man.
tube man.
Yes.
I look like a dancing tube man when I'm angry. I'm like, and Lucas
There was a really funny bit during our wrestling game pertaining to one of those.
do I always look like a dancing tube man when I'm angry? And Lucas is like, yes. You're not even all the way through the question. Why do you think I never took our fights that seriously? You're really funny looking.
You're real purty when you're mad.
I only ever said that the one time. Anyway. So, you see Mitzi starts glowing, and Lucas is kind of like this, and Caleb is kind of looking around and looking back here, and looking more at Silas, actually, and is just starting to turn back to Mitzi when, like, everybody, freezes and looks, and then she, like, just pauses, and you see her kind of just, like, slump. And then she does the full on, it's not quite the miniatures where you guys are like, have her like this and there's like black tears running down her face and like the like demon, but she's absolutely like this with the eyes roll back and the glowing pink, and everybody stops again. But I mean, in this time, before you could actually see a couple people that were moving and kind of looking around, also looking confused, like Rebecca. In this case, almost everybody stops. Everybody, we'll say, just for the shorthand, you guys can backfill this, but everybody who was pink, who had the punch, immediately stops. And then you guys around Mitzi are like looking around and looking at Mitzi and trying to grab, and then she kind of looks down at you guys because she's up off the ground, and you guys all stop too. Mm. And then Silas comes over like, what? He rushes over because he sees something's going on, and he stops. And then Mitzi starts going around, and she's just kind of like, whoa. Like, she's going around just floating about 3 or 4 inches off the floor, and is going from person to person, like, pressing on their forehead for variable lengths of time, say. Usually it's about the same amount of time. It's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a slow count, and then she moves on to the next one. This goes on for a bit. Meanwhile, up in one of the upper rooms, you're getting, it's not footage of the room that Perry's in, it's Perry footage. It's apparently from Perry's point of view, because you see Xiao, and she's like this, and you see Perry's hands, and he's doing stuff, and he's like gently slapping, a little bit less gently slapping, kind of shaking, smelling salts. Apparently, he also has smelling salts. Nothing. And you see him go out of the room and look down from the top floor down to the second floor over the little railing thing, and everyone's there, and he comes back in. And the second time he goes back out there and looks, he sees Mitzi, and you can see that there's gesticulation going on there. And inside we see, and then you got 2 different shots of her going through, and she's like doing it. She's doing something to everybody, like one at a time. She spends, again, 5-6 seconds. She gets up to Xiao, and Perry's gesticulating, and she kind of sets Xiao down. He's already kind of set her down on the bed, and she goes over. She spends maybe 2.5 minutes with Xiao by comparison to the 5 seconds with each other person. And Xiao is going full on exorcist scene, like at one point. And Perry is freaking out and trying to grab her and pull her, and then he stops because he's not sure if that's going to be a bad thing. And at no point does he end up getting paused. Possibly because Clarity has way too much going on right then to worry about that. Caleb, for your vision, you're absolutely sure that the bit with her clawing at the bubble and everything like that is this part. Where the real frustration and rage is right around here. And then Xiao slumps and Mitzi kind of comes back down to the ground, and then everybody starts moving again, turns around, and everybody files politely out the door. About 5 randomly picked people stay and clean up. Or start to. And that's where the video loops. And goes back.
Very strange.
Caleb, your extra thing.
So okay, so that kind of actually answers my question. Then this is a version of reality, but not necessarily the one we see. But it is
another way of perceiving the same scene.
Yes. So when I go cuttlefish eyes, that's when I would see that. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of grab Silas's shirt and yank him and be like, and then I'm gonna grab Mitzi and be like, you guys, I think Mitzi fought off the thing where pretending to be my mom. Cause I just had a vision, and I show the part with Xiao, and I'm like, for lack of a better term, I think you exorcised my mom from Xiao.
Well, it looks like everybody else too, says Lucas. Like you did with me, right?
Yeah.
That was what you did with the whole whammy thing on the
when I say
deck chair, right?
I mean my mom wasn't fighting as hard until Mitzi got to Xiao, and then I've never seen this creature be that frustrated with the situation and how powerless they were to stop it from happening.
If everything else being equal and what you guys have sort of figured out about Xiao before, is a chance that your mom just had her claws deeper in Xiao because it's been going on for a couple days. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there might have been that too.
But so it looks like, so first of all, Mitzi, I know it looks terrifying on the video what you did, but I legitimately think you saved her life by doing that.
Yeah. Before I respond or anything, I think Sean still had Silas's set.
Yes.
Instead of
So
him. So I don't want to add it until it's handled. So
the information that Caleb gives is a +1. Perry's, this is where I'm saying Perry spends a point to help and get this up to a 7. Because Perry's got this extra information. So this gives you kind of let you assess the situation at a 7, Silas, if you are, which gives you a question. What do you think?
Hold on, let me look at the questions again.
That's a good point. Again, the answers may be obvious. That doesn't mean you don't want a +1 to work on them. Because it gives you,
right.
It's there's a Tarrasque. What here is the biggest threat? I'm not asking because I don't know. I'm asking because I would like an additional bonus,
Right. So yeah, my question is going to be, how could we best end this quickly? And I specifically, I'm at the point where I want to take the fight to her. I want to know where she is.
You are, more so than anybody, the person who's been sort of just far enough back from all these conversations to have gotten a slightly like one step removed observation on all the various little comments and asides, muttered interactions, or muttered just complaining about everything else that's going on. Random crap from Perry that may or may not make sense. Perry's thing is like, no, Perry's should always make sense later, probably. The quickest way to end this, she keeps coming after you guys, is to figure out where she is. Go and get, because Mitzi has said, like, she can sense that the people that are missing are with somewhere out there in this weird dimensional space. Probably the teacher is tied into this thing somehow as a dimensional demon thing. The chalk, kind of, the dimension that it opens smells kind of like the smells, spiritually speaking, like the sanctuary. Caleb's powers are the sanctuary. Caleb's tied to her mom. Somehow, between Perry's portals, the chalk, the sanctuary, Mitzi's vague read on where the hell the abducted people are, and stuff like that, you can go after this thing where they live, where they are. And that seems like that's what you need to do.
Yeah, it does.
So, yes. Somewhere you just get a witch's cauldron together of all that kind of stuff. The chalk and the everything, and Perry's gear and Caleb's whatever the hell he does. And go after Caleb's mom. And weirdly, this is a little fun point. By rescuing the people that you didn't rescue before, you will have rescued them, and thus done the thing that she was preventing you from doing by rescuing them in the other timelines. So you may undo all of that too and gone, hey, we're heroes again because we saved all these people. Not that you weren't heroic, but like you can actually still rescue them because now you're rescuing them differently. At which point in time, the general maintenance of the timeline, whoever's in charge of the maintenance of this timeline goes, oh, thank God. We're back on track. Or whatever. Maybe. Anyway. But yeah, that's your take. You don't understand all the mumbo jumbo, but you probably have the tools to go where this person is and beat the shit out of them.
Fucking do it!
Oh, I think as Caleb dragged Mitzi in to like look at the stuff, I don't know if he's looked at her yet, but if he does, there's just like a complete like shocked look on her face, like of
I feel certain Caleb would have seen that at least when he turned and said, this may be rough, but I think you saved her life. Like he would absolutely see the expression on her face at that point.
Yeah, she's like, I could do that. And I don't remember doing that, and I never wanted to. And she's like looking around between the three of them now. She's like, I never wanted to break into your brains and change memories or anything like that. No.
Hey, we're okay.
No, it's not okay. It's not
I
okay.
said we're okay.
You did what you had to do to protect your friends.
Is it protecting if I'm like changing your memories? Is it?
Not everything's black and white, and it can't always be easy. But it's definitely better than the alternative.
You didn't do anything. I mean, I can't talk for everybody at the school, sweetie, but you haven't done anything worse than me than a bottle of schnapps has done.
I feel bad. I feel wrong. This is not right. I'm such a freak.
Part of being a hero is making the decisions that nobody else can.
Yeah, she's starting to like. If Caleb still's got like her hand on his hand on her shoulder, she's gonna like move away from him and like start like leaving the bus.
Mitzi, wait.
No,
Let her go.
I can't. I can't right now.
Give her some space.
And And she's just gonna like walk out of the bus and like,
Where'd you go?
maybe further into the bus yard. Just to get away for a little bit.
Let me ask you a question.
Me?
In Mitzi's head, in all of
Yeah.
this, I don't know if this is a thing.
Mhm.
Maybe this isn't where her head goes, but if it does, how can you make it up to everybody?
Gosh.
This isn't, I want to make it clear, this is not like parental mode getting you to see that there's no way to really make it up. I'm saying, what dumb idea would Mitzi, or smart idea, what would Mitzi feel like she needed to do to make it up to everybody? Some kind of...
I don't think she's really thinking about...
If she isn't, that's fine.
Yeah, I think she's more upset with herself. And just thinking how much of a freak she is in regards to her powers, because she's like, I didn't even know I could do that. I didn't want to, like, I know I can, like, read minds and stuff, but, like, I didn't know I could, like, change memories. So, like, she's just beating herself up, like, right now. Probably having a good cry somewhere, like... I'll probably hear, like, a bus being thrown somewhere deeper in the yard.
Lucas is still with you two guys. That's pretty good. You're never very good about stopping an argument or stopping a discussion until you... I don't know who told you once upon a time don't ever go to sleep while anybody's still angry, but that's terrible advice. So, good job. Sorry that she feels bad about this. I'm going to stay out of this conversation, but I'll say one thing. You know my name that they call me? You know, they call me Wrecker now and Home Wrecker, whatever. I hate it. Did I ever tell you that?
No, you didn't.
I hate it. I don't want to smash a bunch. I mean, sometimes I do, but I don't want to knock shit down. People's houses, walls and stuff. But I am not good at aiming. And the wave that comes, I don't like it. I don't like that that's me. If I want to do anything useful, I got to do a bunch of stuff that wrecks everything. That's why I don't change the name. Because it's still who I am. Sometime it won't be. I don't know if that helps. I don't know if that's going to help her. I don't know her, and I'm not mad. I'm sure somebody will be. I am mad. I'd a hell of a lot rather have that happen than whatever that other thing was about to do to us.
I'm glad to hear, Lucas.
I ain't going to be here. I'm going to go. You guys need anything? Right. You ready?
We'll let you know.
You want help?
I'm gonna reach into the fridge and grab one of the cupcakes that I had in, like, just hanging out in there, and I'm gonna throw one at him. You earned that.
Damn right.
Huh.
All right.
After that conversation kind of wraps, I'm going to, after having given her a couple minutes on her own, I'm going to go find Mitzi.
No, give her some time. 94 seconds. All right.
He's trying to give space, but also be there and trying to tread the
it's all good.
He looks around and eventually finds Mitzi. Hey,
yeah, you find her like cubing a.
You did say something about like tossing an old bus, right? She's not hard to find at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as you find her, she's like cubing like a really decommissioned bus. Yeah.
He kind of like slowly walks over and squats down, and he takes her hands the same way that he does when she starts picking at her nails. And he says, "Listen, I know this must be hard, and I can't imagine the amount of weight you have on you with what you can do. But what I need you to know is that I didn't fall for the girl who accidentally put me through a building. I didn't fall for the girl who can move things with her mind and make big shields. I fell for the girl I met in art class. And I fell for the girl who I took to the arcade. And I fell for the girl who has a dad who's very set in his opinions and has an amazing family who cares about her. And just because you have this amazing responsibility and this life that you didn't choose for yourself and that sometimes you don't want to live, that doesn't mean you can't also have normal parts of your life. And I want to be one of those normal parts of your life. Because I care about you.
My God, the foreshadowing.
And I think she's been crying. Her face. She's not a pretty picture right now.
Mm-mm.
And she's just like just watching him talk and holding his hands and she's like, you see like this her shoulder starts to ease a bit just because she does start feeling a little better and I just yeah I thank you so much for being a normal part of my life because I obviously need something because I didn't want any of this. I never want any of this and then just it words are escaping her right now. She's just like
he kind of cuts her off and he says, "Listen, I have lived a crazy life. I've never had powers or anything like what you've got, but I've been around the whole hero thing for as long as I've known in one capacity or another. And it's been crazy. My whole life's been crazy. And despite all your abilities, you're the first thing in my life that has ever made sense. And even though you always say that I keep you grounded, you're the one who keeps me calm. And if that ain't normal, I don't know what is."
I mean, I really feel like, first of all, it's a comfort and support, but Jesus, you should be shifting her mundane up too. Do you want to try for a comfort and support?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Before you do that, I realized as I was saying all those things, oh man, this would be. I actually kind of I realized after I said it that I kind of want Lucas's words to have had an effect on you, like actually be shifting your labels. Where he was saying like you got a lot better at this, you've gotten better at like, you just gotten better at this kind of thing with all this kind of stuff. And I was going to, geez, what was he going? Where was he going with this? I think he was going to shift your mundane up and your freak down. Because you've gotten, like, you're actually really good at this now. And, you used to be just like, no, we got to keep arguing about this until we finally resolved it. If it means that we're up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I love my parents. Worst advice my mom ever gave me was don't ever go to sleep angry. No, sometimes you should really go to sleep. Because you need some sleep. Because that's why you're angry. Anyway. But, I don't know. If you think that his words land at all, like having this X tell you you're actually a lot better at this than it used to be, I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
I mean, I was, I don't know.
If it doesn't feel like it was that big of a deal, then I'm not going to worry about it. That's
no,
more what I'm asking.
Like it felt like it was definitely a good speech, but I don't know if like it would be weird in this situation to be like, Wrecker just told me.
No. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm retroactively saying I should have done this before you got to this scene. That's what I was saying. Not that you need to carry it into the scene or say anything.
No, we can.
I'm just saying, hey, I forgot. I should have done that.
Yeah, we can say that happened.
Are you
for sure.
are you going along with that, or are you going? No, fuck you. I'm not any better at this. I'm still a shitheel. No.
Till shit.
Are you resisting, or are you going to go with the label shift? Because he wants to shift your mundane up and your freak down. It's up to you.
I mean, it would make sense story-wise for her to not want to listen to her boyfriend's ex, and also is kind of
No,
flustered.
Sean. He's saying
I'm
that.
so confused.
While you were in the bus, before you came out after Mitzi, when Lucas said all that stuff about, you're really, when you were telling, say,
for
let her
me,
go.
shift my
Yes.
Yes.
That's what
Okay,
that's
cool.
why.
Now we're here. Stay here and make sure he doesn't leave. Sorry, that was a deep cut.
Yeah.
No, he was saying to you, you're a lot better at this than you used to be. You used to just argue.
He wants to shift freak down and mundane up.
And you're mundane up. Yes.
Yeah,
Not hers.
I'll take that.
Okay.
For sure.
Sorry if I was misunderstanding.
That's why I was confused. I was like, so we'd have to run the whole scene. Yeah.
No,
okay,
I'm not
so
trying. No. This is just
that
me
makes
going.
a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, in that case, let me go ahead and make that comfort and support roll.
Where are you at on Monday now?
Mondane's a
3.
3.
How did I still miss?
How?
Are you kidding me?
My
What?
God.
Do you have influence over Mitzi?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Then you hit because you didn't add that one. I got you. This is how we spend team without spending team.
They're reminding each other of our own influence.
Do you have influence over Missy? Yes.
Thank God.
Your dice will fight you every step of the way. This is why spending team is kind of a comfort. I will say this, aside from anything else, there are a lot of different ways in different games that you can but most of the ways that you can assist people in different games involve you got to roll, do well, and then help, right? And then you hand a bonus off. And that's not how this one works. I want to help. I just want to get. I'm telling you how, and you get a +1. And I like that because you can't fuck up helping in this game. And there's been games where you can actually fuck up helping, and it sort of sucks. All right, 7, comfort and support. If Mitzi opens back up, she can do stuff. She can clear a condition or shift labels or mark potential. I feel like there has been opening up, but that's kind of if you guys, with all of what she's saying here, because it seems like you guys have said all that stuff too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Definitely, I think, she's opening up. Just because she's like, I feel like a freak. I never wanted this. I never liked this. Because I just thought it was just me moving stuff around or, reading surface thoughts. I didn't realize I could actually dive in and wipe out someone's control over someone else and then change everybody's memories or make them leave or I don't know
He kind of puts his hand on her face and says, "You're not a freak, and I don't think of you any differently. And it's not about what you can do; it's about what you do with it. And so far, you've never proven me wrong about how I feel about you or who I think that you are."
I still feel bad about targeting people's brains and changing the memories, though. I'm so sorry that I did that.
I know.
I didn't realize I could, or I did.
It's a new thing. It's weird. It's gonna take some time to figure it out, but ultimately, you did what you need to do in that situation, and there are much worse things that could have and would have happened had you not done that.
Yes.
Hey, it's gonna be okay.
No. No. And she's just gonna hug him like around the, because he's like squatting down around like around the neck, like just.
He gives her a big hug back, and he kind of wipes her tears away. And he says, "We're gonna fix this, okay? We're gonna do it as a team, like we always have."
Right.
Caleb, what are you doing? I mean, how much are you spying on them?
I'm not actually spying on them at all.
Okay.
Um,
Just for the record, first of all, that scene was awesome. You guys are great. Secondly, I know what you meant when you said put your hand on her face was like a nice little cheek, but what I pictured immediately in my head was, listen, you need to hear me now. Are you listening? Nod once. Sorry. And we're back. Caleb, what are you doing?
By the
So
way, I
you know-
shifted my labels. Sorry, I shifted it to freak down, mundane up.
Did you shift your labels? I was
Yeah,
really.
like-
Oh! Wait, what? Oh, you shifted your labels because of the thing. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, because that's the same thing that that's the same thing that Wrecker just did to Silas, and I was like,
oh
no!
you remember that?
I was like, no, guys! Oh my god, I'm so bad at explaining this.
No. I was saying for the comfort and support.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Oh,
Sorry. Go ahead. Major.
can I make a little retroactive change? Because remember how we talked about never using my sanctuary, and I just thought of a use for it.
Yes.
Do you mind if I switch
That's
that
totally
to the
fine.
burning? Okay.
It's totally fine.
Okay. So, so first of all, I send Bill and Ted out to find them after like 30 minutes of them just hanging. Like I give them plenty of time, but I'm like, okay, Bill, Ted, 30 minutes. Go find them. I'll be back.
You know what they're you pretty quickly figure out what they're up to, and everything's good.
Yeah, they're taking care of each other. They're doing what they need to do. That's totally fine. I head back to this, like I get back to the sanctuary, and I go up to the wall that has the view into the plaza,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put my hand against it.
The real view or the old view?
The old view.
Okay. I'm with you.
Like the one that's actually in the sanctuary, not in the building outside of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm then going to summon basically almost like I'm going to move my consciousness almost into like a psychic construct of like a weird Cthulhuid. It's almost like a mind flayer version of me out in that ocean because I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
And I am going to have that move straight up out of the ocean so I can start looking around to find any traces of where my mom is.
Okay. I gotta hang on.
Or where any of the like the missing people might be.
Gotcha.
Like I'm basically, and if I have to summon multiple copies and like other psychic construct, like
Gotcha.
I'll summon an army of like guppies if I have to. I don't care.
Guppies. They're like psychic krill.
I mean, that's what I gotta do.
We are looking for Nemo.
Oh, look, Krill.
Right away. All right. Market down track. Okay. When you call upon the resources of your sanctuary to solve a problem, say what you want to do. The GM will give you 1 to 4 conditions that you must fulfill to complete your solution. Okay. to figure out where your mom is. So this is the move, just so folks are read in here. When you call upon the resources of your sanctuary to solve a problem, say what you want to do, which is fine, Mom. The GM will give you 1 to 4 conditions that you must fulfill to complete your solution. I think you've met one of them right now. Is the first you have to reach out into the like sort of negative space directly through the sanctuary itself. You know.
Okay.
Right. You'll need help from, keeping in mind that you can negate one of these, you'll need help from Clarity, since she has got the psychic signature of the people who have already been abducted.
Okay.
You'll need help from Clarity. You and your team will risk danger from interference from your mother's minions and servants and allies. And you'll need to mark an additional mark on your doom track for a total of 2. So you mark a doom track, but I can also go in here and say one of the other things you have to do is mark another doom box.
So that's one of them, is I do have to mark another doom track. That's one of the requirements.
So the requirements are, first, you have to reach out through the sanctuary and use that as your base of operations for this thing. You'll need help from Clarity. You and your team will risk danger from interference from your mom's allies, minions, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And you'll need to mark an additional box on your doom track in addition to the one that you have to mark to start this move, because, basically calling on your resource, basically I can say not just 1 doom, but 2. Does that make sense? Because when you start this whole thing up, calling on the resources, say what you want to do. Oh wait, maybe I'm misreading that.
Oh yeah, it's the burning point is I can spend an extra.
Oh, that would be right. Yeah, that would be the other. Sorry, that's where the other one comes from.
Yes.
So be in the sanctuary. Missy has to help. You'll encounter interference from people and mark a mark on your doom track.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark the doom track now for that.
Yes.
For the requirement.
For the requirement. If you want to, you can say burning bright to go, I'm going to be stealthy and I want to avoid people. I want to avoid this interference, or I don't want to have Mitzi have to do any more emotional lifting right now. I'm just going to do it all.
That's really what it is. I'm going to burn like the extra doom to ignore, to basically so that Mitzi doesn't have to. She already felt like, based on our conversation, she was really she just did. This is not something she wanted, so I'm not going to force her into this right now.
Okay, so you're taking on the extra work, the extra effort, and exposing yourself more to this space than you would otherwise need to, and therefore more doom.
Yes,
because you're opening yourself up.
I have one more question.
Yes.
So it says, mark your doom track to ignore one of the gene when you call upon the resource. Can I mark another one?
No.
Okay. I figured, but I wanted to ask. I will burn all 4 doom right now.
You're already doing some of it. I mean, you're working from this location. You got interference. You're going to be dealing with interference from the other people. And you mark doom. So that's and you keeping Mitzi out of it is where the other part.
So we're gonna risk the danger from her minions and allies.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. Okay.
Okay. So since we're close to wrapping up, when you guys are feeling better and emotionally kind of put back together and everything like that, you're gonna have so many absent markers on your thing, Caleb, for this year. Do you guys go back to school after lunch hour? The other you and Silas and Mitzi? And manage to make it through the rest of the day, or are you just out?
No. Mitzi and I go to the arcade again.
Okay. Now we're doing this. This is one of those times when we know it's a fiction, because I happen to know that when this happens at school these days, everybody on the kids' contact list gets a text and an automated call twice for every
Joke's on
absence.
you. I'm an orphan.
My contact list is my own cell phone, and then a variant Google number that I put in for my fake mom. Ha! And everyone's like, that's really sad. I know, but nevertheless, I win.
I'm just playing the cards I'm dealt, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, in the real world, Mitzi's folks, her grandmother, her mom, her dad, everybody be getting a text message right now. But that's
Yeah, we set up Perry to put psychic projections of us, and like he has the holograms of us.
little
all
hologram.
over.
I don't think so. All right, so next session. So we see it a little bit. We see the rest of the day kind of goes by. Silas takes Mitzi back to the house. Little thing, and Silas's phone's been a couple times, and he's just, ignoring it, talking to Mitzi. Mitzi's gone. Flips the phone, gets on the bike. Okay, what's going on? And that's where we're going to stop, because he calls back Caleb. It's like, okay, what are we doing? Because, if I'm not mistaken, Mo, you're out next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll talk about it more once we're off.
Yeah, for sure. But this means that I think we have a thing for the boys to be aimed at, and conveniently, Caleb paid a tick on his Doom track to make it entirely narratively appropriate that Mitzi isn't necessarily embroiled in the whole thing.
Also, I think this is also where Mitzi's parents come back to bite, like the whole like, you're missing a lot of school, Mitzi. Like,
okay, I got 4 emails, one for each class that you weren't at.
She gets grounded, and that's why she can't do the next thing.
Also, that and the online classwork as well from last game.
Yeah.
She was
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You blew all of that off too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus,
So
Caleb's
I think,
like, oh no, I want to give Mitzi a break on this one. Yeah, all of this combined. And the best part is, if the session goes really long, if for whatever reason the showdown goes really long, Mitzi can come sweeping in and save all you dumbasses the next session after that. It'd be great.
Amazing.
Ba-ba-da-ba. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go around real quick then. Silas, closer, further away, more into your own image. What do you think?
I'm between closer and more into my own image of myself, because he is still kind of learning how to be honest with how he feels and not just projecting.
Yeah, I actually was going to ask you, because isn't one of your new things tell someone how you really feel about them or whatever?
Yeah, I think that I think that I'm gonna make him work a little harder for that one,
Okay.
because he definitely did, like, he's starting to open up, but I think that there's some things that he was still holding back. And so we're gonna hold off on that one for a little bit.
All right.
But yeah, I think that he's closer, more into his own image of himself, because he is starting to open up.
Seems
So I'm
fair.
just gonna
All
mark
right.
potential for that.
Nope.
Oh, that's right. You mark potential if it's closer to the team. Got
Shift
it.
your labels.
So shift the labels.
Yep.
I got it.
What do
You might look and go, I don't need my mundane that high. But rolling a 3 would say that that's a lie. So, you know what I like? You can have a +3 in a stat and a +1 bonus from having influence over somebody, and still fail.
Yeah.
You can
gotta roll snake eyes,
you can
but-
still manage to put your foot in your mouth. But you can it requires very little help to pull you back out of that. All right. What about Mitzi?
Oh. Before the talk with Silas, it was going to be grow away from the team. But she just feels awful about all that. I don't really think she creates an image of herself. But
I mean, I can see it. I can see, yeah, it'd be funny to take influence away from Perry when he wasn't even here, just because you probably feel so bad about what happened with Xiao.
yeah, that was bad.
Because that is absolutely where Perry is right now. He's at the hospital with
Yeah, I
Xiao.
picked up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did learn more about herself
Mm-hmm.
by
Yeah,
realizing
that's true.
how far her powers could go.
Yep.
Does she like it? No. Did it happen? Yeah.
I think it's funny that it happened right after the conversation from Lucas, where it's like, you could throw somebody into the sun, and she's like, no.
No, not me. I don't know.
The answer is no. I can. It's so much worse than that.
I can throw the sun into a person.
And then make y'all remember that it never happened.
Yep.
This child terrifies me.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Explain and shift one label up, another one down.
Yeah.
I think.
Go with that. Lauren, do an
Yeah, I
image of
think-
yourself. Will, I don't know if you're still there, but the juicy thing that happened is that Caleb's mom was doing something scary with all of the people at the Halloween party, and Mitzi freaked out and reset everybody. Just cleaned them all out, cleaned the influence,
I hate that.
reset their memory for the entire weekend, so everybody went from the middle of the party to it's Monday morning halfway through the first class, and they just kind of, that's when they finally got to track their stuff. So
Fine.
yeah,
Everything's
it's fine.
It's
It's fine.
fine.
I went danger up, superior down.
I'm all,
She doesn't feel heroic.
I got you. I'm just gonna say you use the word freak a lot.
Yeah. Actually, because of the talk, pushed her freak down.
All right.
Because
All right.
yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Danger up though.
dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
Boom.
Ugh.
Witness my danger. Ness.
Caleb, did you go? Did you do yours yet?
No.
Yep. Caleb, what's up? What do you think?
Farther away from the team.
No! Damn it!
Specifically, Mitzi,
Yeah.
because she was like, "I didn't want these powers. I don't want this." And in his mind, he went, "Oh, you must not think that very highly of those of us who do." Like, he took it to an extreme that she
Aw.
probably didn't mean, and that's why he was like,
Well, and also she's your friend, and you know that she didn't want to be in this situation, and you can very easily walk that back to I'm the reason she was in this situation in the first place.
It's very much I feel super terrible. So he's like, no, I gotta separate my farther away from the team, unfortunately.
Is that why you're also not allowing her to join y'all for this?
Yes,
Fight? Oof.
Oof. Oof.
because he's like, no, we're not. Like because he's like, you don't want this. Like you didn't want these powers. You don't like. That's how he interpreted it.
Yeah.
Because that's all he heard. He didn't hear any of the other stuff with you and Silas because he's like, I'm gonna respect your guys' private time. That's you guys' time.
Yep.
But then he's like, but if that's not what she wants, then I'm not gonna make her be a part of this. Like she's my friend before she's my teammate. So
Oh,
if that's not what she wants, then I'm not gonna force it on her.
dang. All right, no. So I removed my influence over you. So, right?
Yep, that's all that happens.
Sorry.
That's all that happens. Hey, you know what? These are the ups and downs. These are what happen.
I feel bad like having to explain it though, because like as a player, like you see the whole situation, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But Caleb's like, fuck, I gotta do this. Like, all right,
But the fact that Caleb, like, that's the obvious thing, that's also part of what's cool about it, I think.
Yeah.
Personally.
no, it's definitely fun. I'm definitely like, it's cool. I'm enjoying this very much so. So I'm assuming we did make progress towards defeating my
Yes, I think that's fair.
Ready to go rock that bitch.
I mean, with Mitzi, like, you being like, hey, I'm just going to remove all your influence over these children. That's a step, right? And y'all have a game plan now, so that's more of a step, right?
Yeah,
We're-
absolutely.
Between all of us, we're
It's
fine.
not all
It's
bad.
good. Yeah.
It's fine.
It's showdown time. That's exciting. Or something.
Yeah. Something. What do
I
you
do have a question about this though.
What do you what?
I have another question
Mm-hmm.
because does it count as making a sacrifice? Because I feel so guilty about Mitzi's like situation that I spent the doom. Does that count as a sacrifice to absolve your guilt? Because I spent the doom
Yes.
to make
I'm going to
it.
say
Okay.
yes. You can
Okay.
get rid of guilty if you want to.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you. I was like, I want to go into this fight with as few conditions as
So that was the
possible.
thing that I was asking about because that's what I was asking Mitzi about. Like, is there something you can do to, even if it's a dumb idea, to make it up? What I run into a lot with my kids, it's a certain age bracket thing. So either the high schoolers don't do it as much, or they cover it up better so it isn't as obvious. But man, I have to say to my kids all the time, you have already been punished for the thing that you did. You do not need to do it again. You're losing your phone for a day or whatever. You don't need to also give up all of the books on your bookshelf or what, because they feel bad, so they feel like they need to do something worse. They need to feel even worse by giving up something even more. And I'm like, the consequences of your actions have happened. I don't punish you. I am just enacting the will of the universe for this is the consequence. Sorry, man. I'm not happy about it either. I hate grounding.
I do want to, before we sign off, though, I do want to do one more thing. I want to finally use this power that I took that I've been waiting to use.
What is it?
Game face. So I'm committing myself to defeating a terrible enemy. And so I am going to, I think I'm gonna mark insecure, because he's still not sure of his ability to lead, and he's still not sure of his ability without having any powers. But he is going to get +1 to ongoing rolls towards defeating that person.
I'm gonna play that a little loose, because I do know that Caleb has let's just say I have a very good thing in mind for who you get to punch. So that'll all be fine, because I know Caleb's going to be aimed at his mom pretty hard. So, and he's got a.
I'm sorry. I'm pissed at his mom too. She keeps fucking up my life at every turn. This is not just a Caleb thing anymore.
My goal here is to make sure that everybody who doesn't like their parents gets everybody to agree with not liking their parents by the end.
Flash damage.
Transcend it really is the Breakfast Club.
Transcend it was easy,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about some stuff with him.
Mitzi's parents are officially team parents.
Yep.
We're adopting ourselves.
The only ones that nobody just secretly wants harm to come to. Anyway. Yes, you can absolutely do that. Lock it in. +1 on facing a horrible thingy. When you commit yourself to save someone to defeat a terrible enemy, make a condition. Take +1 ongoing. Ongoing that's a thing. That's pretty cool. All right. That'll be fun. That's that. I'm going to say thank you all, and I'm going to stop streaming. All that kind of stuff. Will, thank you for popping in. As soon as the stream stops, you'll be able to loop back and see the beginning of the debacle.
Nightmare.
The game began just after everybody told me that nothing ever happens during the sessions, and then I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right.